Hello, hello. Hey, Matt. Hey, Chef Alton. Yeah, so today we're starting the top-down shooter. Although before then, we are doing tenets. Wow, fun stuff. No, I think this is important, and also it doesn't take very long. Hey, Cuddlefish. Let's go find the last tenant review that I did, which should be June 1st. Yeah, here it is. Copy, paste. Over to here. Done. Okay, so sustainability. Um, The only blip that I had was on Thursday, where I worked for many hours after the stream ended. Even then, I don't think it would have been a problem, but it was for the crash repro, and it was just difficult and pesky. I ended early on Friday due to being tired. Breaks, yeah, still going great. This has been going pretty consistently well. This is also the easiest tenant to do mechanically. Like it's just step away from the computer every hour pretty much. And even then, if I miss one here or there, that's not a big deal. I just don't want to be barreling through an entire day, like 3 hours. Then I just take a lunch break, then 3 hours. I think that's too much. All right, grit. So last week was defined by the crash repro. Took a lot of grit to keep going. So I'm proud of myself for sticking with it. I also got kind of lucky toward the end with actually reproing it, hoping it all leads to a change in Godot somehow. Hey, Steven. Hey, Sarah. Big grit success. Yeah, that's a lot of hours. Capital, Manny. Normally I see the title New Game and we're about scope creep, but here I know it's part of the grand plan. It is part of the grand plan. I've been thinking about this some more and just kind of the timing in terms of the industry in general. So Sega just announced some game. What was it? Crazy Taxi, I guess? Yeah, Crazy Taxi World Tour. And there was a bunch of backlash about using AI. And this is one of the things I think will eventually drop. Like if you were to draw out time and backlash over time of AI usage, we're probably at the peak and it'll probably level off at some point and drop. Because I don't see it rising, especially not if it gets normalized. So like, okay, Sega released, oh, let's say like here, maybe we're already dropping, maybe we're not, maybe it went up first. But like by the time I launch, we'll be maybe around here. And yeah, I don't know how things are going to be released or received then. There was some idle game that Cakes was talking about, some like wood cutting game that used almost entirely AI. And I think that did well enough. So it's like, I don't think AI is a death sentence for game devs. I think it could be if you use it more creatively. And even then, it's like, if you know that it's AI ahead of time, I just wouldn't buy it if you cared about that. Hey, Fallen Great. Oh, submarine. I'm not familiar with this word. Distinct layer based on temperature within a large body of fluid with a high gradient of distinct temperature differences. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Schwartz. All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, let's get started. I've been excited about doing this game, and we're finally going to start. I want to set some expectations for people. I have a general idea for the game. It is here, but I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. So I think a good first goal is to get, like, test out the assets a little bit. Yeah, test them first, verify the licenses, buy them. Yeah, and then the game itself, I think, will, like, just get a basic world and movement, shooting, and probably enemies in the game. Then maybe some UI would be helpful. And then gameplay. Oh, oogly, 60 streams. And thanks, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I also think there's going to be some experimentation here to try to find out exactly what works and kind of how to do it too. Because one of the things I have at the top of this list is keep it simple, stupid. If we're going to be making tons of sub games, we can't be like, all right, procedurally generated for every single game and 1,400 animations for all of them. And yeah, we want some pretty simple mechanics and we can always add depth as needed later. So yeah, let's get started. Let's go find the assets that I had. Character, I think this is a great base character, I said. And they have a free version, so I kind of want to just download the free version to make sure. Yeah, so just take me to downloads. I will almost certainly buy this. Yeah, let me click download on this. Okay. And then there was a world. There's no free version of this one. See, this is a little bit darker. I kind of like this world. And this had a free version. Maybe we just test this one to begin with. Ooh, that's strange. They give you the older version. Okay. All right, so now we have a couple of free asset packs. Oh, interesting. Got it. Now I know. This will come in handy for the sub game. All right, so what comes in the free pack? Idle, walk, jump, dash, new. All right, what do we have in terms of walking? We have all the directions? Okay, yeah. So we have right up and right down. I wonder if we should just ignore the hex directions, like there would be no walk up or walk down. We would pretty much just need two different facing directions. Like, are you facing up or down? Are you facing left or right? And then, yeah, all the animations at once. All right, so what we're mostly doing at first is just, does this asset look like it fits? So how about we start with just the basic structure of the game here. So let's go to flow control flags, and let's say top-down shooter. Let's start in the top-down shooter. I don't actually have this yet. We got to go make it. Is Godot not open? Why do I not see anything on my screen? There it is. Why is it not? Oh, it's frozen. I wonder why. Well, I have force quit it. Okay, I need to go into, I guess, let's go to base platformer game. This doesn't have a script in itself, but the Fever Dream game does, right? Yeah. All right, let's save this. Actually, no, let's just make a new scene. And I'll call this top-down shooter. All right, let's go save that. Sub games, create top-down shooter. All right, good. Then we need a script for this. This all just needs to inherit from subgame. Here we go. So attach a script, put it over in source. Where do we have subgames? Top-down shooter. Cool. Various asset packs. How much work do you think there will be once a game starts to get closer to finish to pull them together? Does the planned overarching narrative give flexibility for the games to be able to join? So yeah, the only consistency I think we need is for any agents who transcend the games, like you, the main character. And on that front, I showed this off a little while ago. Yeah, here. Like, here's what the farm animation would look like. What did this open in? Let me just open this in Affinity. I just want to show one frame even if I can. Yeah. So like, here's the farming character. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that's actually transparent. We will need to do that with even this character that we have. So we'll make her look like the main character. But even then, I was debating on making it so that you could customize the colors. So we have this pack. You know, she's wearing blue and red, and there's these gold stripes. She's got white hair. I was thinking, what if before you start the game, you saw your character in the platforming world, and you could change maybe like hair, shirt, and boots color. Maybe skin tone as well. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know how hard it would be to do this and to like set it up for every game. But that way we wouldn't even really need to customize. all of this. Well, I guess we would. I don't know. I need to figure this out. Yeah. But that's one of the things we need to do is make the character look the same in all of them. Other than that, yeah, the different worlds, like going from the platformer to the farming game and having them look disparate, I think is important for the game. And it's one of the benefits of making this kind of game too, is we can use a lot of asset packs. All right, so top-down shooter, this needs to inherit from Subgame. Is Subgame a Node 2D by any chance? It doesn't have to be. Yeah. All right, so now we want to instantiate everything that we have in here, which is the ID. Let's go take it from here. Subgame ID. Top-down shooter. Huh, that's strange. Should I not add this? What is going on? Oh, no, I did not add this. Top-down shooter. All right, what next? Finished game, raise finished game, init. Yeah, we don't need any of that stuff. At least I don't think so. All right, cool. So we have our scene. So we should be able to go into this and just test it out really fast. Let's go try this. Let's go add in, I don't know, this. Let's put a diamond on the screen. And then I'm going to hit play. And it should put us into this scene with a diamond. There won't be anything happening. This is just to make sure I connected it all correctly. There's no code here to control which game to go into. So we got to put this here. Top-down shooter, create top-down shooter. All right. This create subgame for all these. Like we can make this cleaner at the end. Clean up. Main.cs has a bunch of create X game that could be made. They could be refactored. We could just have the scene path be part of subgame. Go to the RC the platformer, knowing how good the general release one is. Ask for something of a similar ilk. Sorry, wait. What if they have a distinct magenta? Material does not exist debug color to identify them as the bugs that traverse world? Then too bad. Further thought, yeah, what happens if a game comes out prior, it uses the same assets, platform character feels quite distinct? Yeah, I think that's just something that could happen. I'm not super concerned about this. The character, I mean, any game that lets you customize your character typically has a default or just a randomized one for you to use. And yeah, if that default one is one that appears in another game, I think that's okay. Especially because it would just be those sprites. Like they wouldn't probably also make an anthology of games. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it turns out this is a terrible idea or something and we'll need to change things up. But yeah, I don't have any concerns, at least for now. I don't think this is supposed to have the word game in it. All right, finished Fever Dream game. So same thing, I guess, with this. Same thing with finishing a game. It should be part of subgame. Or there should just be an event that we can listen to. Or, yeah. All right, that'll be nice. We'll get some code out of here. For now, I'm not going to worry too much about this. So on finish Fever Dream game, this goes here. We're going to do swap to title screen. So that goes like that. And then this goes to swap to next game, create top-down shooter. So something we got to verify eventually is, can you connect through the games? Verify, can we go from the farming game to the top-down shooter? And then how does fading in work, I wonder? Hey, did we put this in subgame? There's no subgame scene. I wonder if I should have done that. Probably, because I think there's some fade in layer here, isn't there? There's a screen fade. And that's for fading in. Does that mean we have that over here too? We don't. All right, I'm not sure what that looks like. No, let's try again. Hi, Miyazaki. Happy Monday. Okay, so now what's the problem here? Instantiate, scene path, top-down shooter. What did I mess up with this? Game, scenes, subgame, top-down shooter.tscn. So this exists. It says can't cast. Oh, yeah, of course. Whoops. I'll get there. Big portal around the farm. Well, you do escape the farm game through literal portals. That's the first time that you'll see those portals. But the portals will be in every game. Well, not every game. Sorry. Every game that you go to another game from it. Yeah, good. So we got the diamond here. And there'll be glitches that bring you back to the real world. Are we saving integration of Skeleseller as a minigame for a rainy day? We want to see a ton of polished progress. I don't know what I'm going to do for that yet. I had an idea the other day. I had a bunch of ideas around Skeleseller, but I wrote one of them down the other day. What was it? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. All right, let's go plug in some assets here. So we got them in downloads right now. I like this asset pack. Tile sets, what do we have here? I like this, but I'm not totally sure if it's going to fit, and that's what we're going to test out here. And also, do we have enough to make it work? I mean, I guess you can see what this offers just right here. I don't think it's going to work. I also don't know how doors are ever supposed to work in games like this. Gotta figure out how to make doors look better. We just didn't use them in the farming game. I don't think this will probably fit, but yeah, let's go try it out. Hey, Smash. Do it as DLC. All right, so we're just going to plug both of these things in over here. Assets. I'll just say temp. Yeah, I'll paste those in. Okay, so top-down shooter. Let's go mess around with some of this stuff. Let's make a tile map layer. And set this to nearest. We're going to do kind of just the basics here. Go to that temp folder. Mystic Woods, sprites, tile sets. Yeah, there's quite a lot here. Oop. Oh yeah, add to the credits. I got to do that if I haven't written that already. Add to credits. What does grass look like on here? Is it just a green sprite or do they have different tiles? It's just a green sprite. All right, I guess we want this. Plains. Then we have a bunch of water. What's in decor? Kind of hard to tell exactly how I'd use that. Yeah, okay, let's go plug in the grass one. Which is where again? Plains. Yeah, here. All right, so new tile set. And another cleanup thing we should do is make a .tres file out of any tile sets that we use. All right. So I did this the other day. Godot tile map layer. See this page for detailed help. It's not loading. There we go. All right. Terrain set add. So we have two different ones here. We have like grass and dirt. And then we have like grass and cliff maybe. Grass and dirt. Make a tile map layer. Make a tile set for it. In the tile set inspector, add a terrain set. And then we want to use the paint for, yeah, then paint in terrain. Click paint in the tile set editor. Paint in the new terrain set. Hey, Krasner. Hope you have a stellar week that has a grand total of 0 mysterious crashes. Yeah, I thank you. I hope you have a good week too. I don't think crashes will be a problem this week. I think the big problems that we'll run into is game design, maybe like world design, and yeah, finding the fun. I think that's it. And maybe assets, finding assets that work. Hey, DevZone. Morning. But those are like normal game problems you run into, so hopefully it's not too bad. All right, so terrain set 0. Why didn't this get the name? Oh, here it is. I see. The terrain set didn't get it. All right, so I just select all of these things. Click, 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 click. And then we need to set up the bit mask for it. Where do you do that? In the terrain, tile map. No, that's not where you do this. Where do you do this? Huh, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't do this frequently enough. Just search for bit mask. Strange. Yeah, and all the unforeseen things. All right, in tile set, switch to select, click a tile, middle, unfold terrains. Sure. After doing so, you can now configure terrain peering bits in the middle column. Isn't there some way to draw this? I forgot how to do this. Yeah, here it is. But how do you draw it in? Huh. Yeah, huh. Assign in multiple tiles at once. Ah, here it is. Tile property painting. If you wish to apply a single property to several tiles, configure a property to be painted. Click on tiles. There's some visual way of doing the bit masks. I don't remember how to do that. I've done this like 6 times. I just don't remember how to find it. I don't see it in the documentation quickly. Oh, maybe. Oh my God. It's just inside the paint thing. Okay, yeah. After doing this, that exact same mode can be used to paint the bit mask onto those tiles. All right, great. So we got to pick this. This is really hard to see. Let's make this, I don't know, bright yellow. That's easier. There we go. Almost done. There. Hey, Phil. And hey, Jesta. It's probably mentioned in the docs. I just didn't see it quickly. All right, so now we should be able to paint this in, at least this one terrain. So if I click grass and dirt and just draw a rectangle, yeah, there we go. All right, now where's the pack? Because I am very bad at this. So now we got to find the grass itself. Or are those considered decor? Yeah, I think it's in decor. What is the tile size of this? 16-bit. What's the tile size? Hmm, 16 by 16. So why do they have an 8x8 tile here? Whatever. All right, now let's go plug in the character. So add, I don't know, animated sprite 2D. I'm not going to make this anything too crazy just yet. And then we'll go make sprite frames over here and then go include just any of the sprites. Doesn't really matter yet. So maybe idle animation. And this character is 32 by 32. No, they're not. Oh, 48 by 48. No, there's something. They're taller than they are wide. So it's like 48 by 64. Yeah, there we go. So let's get them facing this way. And let's see how that looks. I mean, it's good enough for right now. So then I guess we use a grass tile for this. Like, this is what's really tough for me, is figuring out how do you know when this works versus when it doesn't. Like, what if these assets don't look good and I think that they do? So now I can paint in the grass layer here. Wait, what's going on? Oh, I gotta click this. And then go add in some decor. I guess this one, yes. Now tile map. So now we can click this and put this somewhere. Yeah. I'm not gonna make this look great just yet. What else do we have over here? They've got some like filled in dirt spots. I don't think this will lead to enough interest in the map. We only after that have the water and then the like cliff area, and that's it. So maybe we draw a dirt path through all of this stuff. We can't use the dirt texture. We could. It's just grayed out. Oh no, we could use this one, I guess. Yeah, we could fill this in and make another tile map layer, I guess. And then we just delete everything that we have over here. And yeah, add in some of this. I just want to do a little bit of it. Again, this is just for asset pack workability. Great. So yeah, I think this can fit. I mean, nothing looks too unusual about this. But is it better than using this pack? This one's by the same artist. Like I said, this one doesn't have a free pack, so I can't tell how well the assets will look or how well they'll work together. That's not the end of the world if I spend $5 and I don't end up using the asset pack, but I'd like to avoid that if I could. I think if you're fighting monsters, well, I guess both scenarios, both settings could work. Yeah, I think having more in terms of just the world would be probably better here. I do need to figure out what I'm doing in terms of monsters. I had some written down and I found out that the monster graphics that I had, where was it? Yeah, these ones that I had shortlisted, they don't have proper animations. They're all just like squishing and stretching. And honestly, that's not too bad depending on what kind of game we make. How big are these? Where's the size? Where's the tile size? Canvas 80 by 80. Maybe a little too large. Do you want external feedback? Yeah, although I think we need enough of the game to know if it'll fit or not. So yeah, like, do I want to do this? Doesn't like I don't know if we need unique walking or getting hurt animations or something. I mean, they do have some animations here. Like these are kind of like a cartoonish walk animation because they just rotate them side to side. So for some of the characters, it looks okay, like maybe this demon thing, but like this character just standing upright does not look like they're walking. And they had animations that have them like flashing a different color, I think, like red. The disintegrating ones I think are pretty nice. No, you'd probably just modulate the graphic for that. So yeah, I kind of want to find some other graphics for this. I also wrote down that we have, where is it? Yeah, these are cool, but they're spread across multiple packs. Yeah, like imagine these enemies. I think they look nice. I think they're a different aesthetic though. I also think then we need to get more in depth with how this game plays out, because now we're coding like behavior trees for a bunch of different enemies. And also this pack is pretty expensive. This is apparently all of them. But I think the aesthetic difference might be a big enough problem. But yeah, these look pretty cool. Yeah, man. This is $120, by the way. This is not a like, oh, just throw in a couple sprites from here kind of thing. This is like, make absolutely certain you want to use this. All right, let me just open up all of these and see. Well, it's not a discuss with the wife purchase because this is a business decision, at least for this, but it is a hefty purchase in terms of assets if I'm only going to use the enemies and not even know if they'll fit ahead of time. I mean, maybe there's some free packs. And we could find a use for the other assets that we have here. Like this would be really cool for entering the portal from this game. You know, you enter this building and that's how you leave the game. Yeah, they look great. I agree. And he's Orc. Oh, hey, what else do they have? They have like a dying animation here. Hurt, yeah. Man, yeah, these look good. There'd be a lot that we could put in here. I don't want this game to take like a month to make though. Portal looks clean, yeah. All right, let's just look through some of the rest of these too. Nothing in terms of enemies. We're pretty much just looking for enemies here. Yeah, they've got this character. Well, I guess if we had a like moving and shooting character in this style, we could just use this asset pack for pretty much everything. I think this is overkill. Yeah, I think this is overkill. It is a pretty nice asset pack though. This one almost looks less fleshed out than the other ones. I wonder if they made this one first. Well, actually, this is another thing I hadn't really thought of. We could have zones be connected by some kind of like warp thing. And then the final warp could be a warp out of the game. That'd be a pretty good idea. Hey, TJ. Happy Monday. So world. Yeah, we could have various sections be connected by teleporters. That way we don't need to do a lot in terms of world generation. We could have islands or like distinct dungeon sections connected by staircases or yeah, portals. the final portal could be the one out of the game. Retired Android, thanks for the resub. Happy 2 years, 1 month. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so world-wise, I am leaning more toward... Where is it? I am leaning more toward this, I think. Oh, this does not look like a bunch of disparate worlds. What would we do in terms of leaving? They have a staircase graphic. They have this kind of staircase. They have something that looks like you're falling downward, like you could be descending into this dungeon. I don't see anything. I mean, I guess the way we could connect this is we just always have a staircase going off to the side, or a path going off to the side. It's mostly just like a left to right map. Hey, Mr. Who Cares? Me into the Hollower? Yeah, I haven't played that yet. I want to give that a shot at some point. Yeah, I guess we don't need to do anything special when it comes to connecting it. Okay, so I think I do kind of want to get this. What are the 16 by 16 tiles? I just wish they had a free thing you could download here so I could try this out. Out of the game and into the sequel will also act as a cliffhanger for the sequel. What are you talking about, Miyazaki? Like how you leave the current game through a portal? You could leave into like a sequel? Also, they don't have animations for the lava, which I know is kind of minor, but like it would be nice. I guess we also have this one that I had looked at. I don't like this environment as much. Yeah. Items with animation, fire with animation, lava floor with animation. Why don't they show the animation? This is, I assume, what they mean by the lava floor. It's not animated there though. It's not animated here either. Maybe they added that after they'd already recorded all of these GIFs. Final portal taking you out of the game. Yeah. Yeah. I think this could set up for a sequel. Did they mention this in here? Lava? They mentioned it there. So yeah, I just wouldn't know if this would work. I mean, I guess the tiles I got were 16 by 16, so it should be fine. Yeah, like this looks okay. All right, so I just want to figure out the monster situation. I think if we're going to use... Too many tabs open. If we're going to use this asset pack for monsters, then it's got to feel like there's just swarms of them at all times. Because the monsters themselves don't have a lot of personality. And they don't have any real cohesion. So yeah, you'd find these little like demon things flying at you. And this doesn't have a free pack, does it? Oh no, it does. Interesting. Okay, yeah, let's try this. Yeah, so the only question then is, what if it doesn't feel right with this pack? It's only $5, but still. All right, let's go try this out. So I'm going to put this over there. Let's do this. Whoa, what? Did I just change the sorting? There we go. Okay, so tar-xvf. Okay. So I'll put this into this folder. And now we'll go add in an animated sprite, I guess. This will be like monster. This is the character. Okay, so we should have 10 of these monsters. What's in here? Show in Finder. 0, 0. Oh, they have 10 individual monsters in here with all the different animations. I didn't realize. Okay, so then, yeah, this would let us get a pretty good test of whether this will work for the game. Huh. Incredibly rich. Possibly not anymore. All right, so let's go just get one of these. It doesn't matter which one. I'll make a new sprite frames, and we will pull in 0, 0, I guess. Here we go. Great. All right, these are all, I think they said 16 by 16? No, clearly not. Oh, they said 80 by 80. Yeah, there. All right, unfortunately, it's not clear from any of these which one's supposed to be the walk animation. Do they have like a README in here or something? Animation name.png. Here we go. All right, so walk would be number 2. So let's copy all of that. Add autoplay. Texture nearest. Play. Probably increase the speed a little bit. All right, so characters are pretty large. We could scale them down a little bit. No, actually having them be large is not too bad. Well, no, they're like double the size of you, right? Got more where that came from. We could also scale up the character in the world. Although at that point, we're kind of just doing the same thing, right? Well, I guess this scales better if we do it this way. So now we need to scale this too. Transform, scale. I think this is not the right way to do this. I think you're supposed to change the tile size or something. Tile size, yeah. No, maybe not. Maybe change the rendering size? No, you can't do that. All right, maybe it is just the transform then. I'm not sure. Have you tried to get over the 3D games? No, I haven't. Yeah, also high. So yeah, you'd have a bunch of these enemies. I think this is probably fine. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. Like I said, I don't think they look great. But yeah, imagine a couple of these monsters. They just run toward you and try to swarm you. Monster disco game. Yeah. Dancing monsters. And then in terms of them getting hit, which animation would we even use? Maybe something like this. That's probably what we're supposed to use. There's that animation name thing that I have open. Walk victory. What is victory? Is that victory? Attack, hit. And then they have fast attack. It's faster than the slow attack. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is hit. Now, what does that look like? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they flash a color when they get hit. And they have that weird effect. Is that there? It is not here. I'm a little bit confused. Did they not show that graphic? I don't think they show that graphic. Yeah, I don't think they show that here. Okay. Fantastic. All right, I think we'll use this. Although if we're going to use this, we don't need to buy this one yet. We can make sure it looks good in the game because they have 10 for free. And then I'm totally happy to buy it if we end up liking it. This we might have to buy now. And this we should probably buy because I don't think we have shooting animations otherwise. We have idle, jump, dash, death, walk. Yeah, there's no shooting, is there? Okay, so we need to buy that too. And how much is this? $5? $3? Okay. Yeah, so I think this is how we proceed. we do need to look at the licenses. So character is here. Enemies, hold off until we've prototyped the game. Copy preview of that terrain and paste in Godot to see whether it fits. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Let me do that in a sec. Also, this says Monsters Part 1. They have a Part 2 somewhere? Let's just type 2 in the URL. No. Because they made a bunch of asset packs. But apparently not another Monsters one. Monsters. Oh, they have platformer monsters as well. Interesting. Free. Yeah, very cool. Okay. And I think we're going to buy probably this one as well. The bullets. How much is this? Oh, this is just free. But their license is probably needed for using it commercially. Free to use on non-commercial games. Please leave comments. If you'll be using commercial game, please contribute any value. Yeah. Okay, great. Because I think this would be kind of nice too. So maybe this for the bullets. Did I write this down already? Weapons. I think we're just going to use the one gun. Yeah, Pretzel. The excellentest of Mondays to you, friend. And you as well. May your troubles go by fast and your good times slow. All right, enemies. It's this. No, that's not this. Pixel bullets. Where be the enemies? They're there. Then the world is here. So this entire sub game would cost 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus whatever we want. So like 15, 20 bucks. Maybe some UI elements. How's the weekend? It was pretty good. Saturday felt very busy. There was just a lot of things that we were doing. So I've kind of said this before. I don't think I've mentioned this on stream too much, but Pike Place is like a big Seattle tourist location. But it's probably the only place I've gone to that I feel like even as a local is still interesting and nice. So on Saturday we were at Pike Place. And I think that was good. Getting to and from there was not the smoothest. But yeah, that was nice. And then yeah, yesterday I mostly just relaxed. Yeah. So I think this week will be very fun and exciting. To get some world-class clam chowder. No, what did I end up buying? I got a cookie from somewhere. I forgot what the name of the place was. But the cookie was pretty good. Yeah, what'd you do over the weekend, Pretzel? All right, did I write down UI anywhere? UI elements may not need. Do we want this? It's got some meters. It's pretty much just the meters, right? I don't think I need anything from here. I mean, maybe if we had like scrollable stats or something, we might use one of those scroll bars, but otherwise probably not. Yeah. Wanted to something on Saturday, but all my 2 people I asked were busy. What did you want to do? All right, yeah, UI we'll have to figure out later. I think we're at the point now where we buy, well, not quite. I want to take this idea and copy this and put this inside of Godot. I guess just save the whole thing. Dungeon. Problem is, I don't know what size this is, but I guess it's, in terms of aesthetics, it shouldn't really matter. We should just be able to plug this in and see. So I'll just paste this here. And then we'll bring it into here. Dungeon. All right, so put this in the background. Get rid of those. Texture nearest. And then move the character around a little. Whoops. Whoops. Maybe like there. Actually, this fits pretty well. I don't think the characters like these are kind of gray on gray, so I might need to use some of the more colorful monsters so that you can actually see them. But the character stands out just fine. Yeah, that's very fitting. I mean, they're by the same artist, so it makes sense. And then having the monsters look a little bit different, I think, could be okay. Yeah. Hmm. I see. Gotcha. Yeah. All of your two people. What do you normally do when you hang out? All right. I like this. I like the environment. I like the character. I think the monsters could work. And now I think what I'm caught up on is this is in the cleanup section. Now what I'm kind of caught up on is, yeah, like if monsters swarm you, will this game still be fun? So I think they'll have like an aggro range and they'll probably pathfind around obstacles. Maybe you can trick them into hitting traps or something. I mean, we don't need to get too in-depth here. Had some flooding in the area. Someone was stuck at a friend's house because of it. My game camera. Likely fried ring submerged. Wow. Yeah. Man. I mean, the way I always look at this stuff is like small amounts of property damage, like losing a camera, is obviously much better than if someone got injured or hurt or trapped somewhere or traumatized by this. So I know that sucks to even lose, a camera, and it might not have been cheap. But yeah, I hope everyone's okay. Usually it's just socializing with the byproducts of some random thing one of the people need to do, like get furniture or just get food. Oh, that sounds good though. Yeah. But they were busy without you. So we don't have the shooting animation. I mean, at this point, we're almost certainly using the character. So let me think about this. Like in Nuclear Throne, I think part of what made it fun is that, and same thing with even like Diablo 2. In fact, a lot of these kinds of games where there's tons of enemies. A lot of what makes it fun is the enemies have different AI. So there might be something that like charges at you or runs away or does something in a group or summons another monster. We could have some of this stuff going on, I guess. But the only animation, the only attack that I plan on giving you is the shooting animation. So this. You'll have some like automatic weapon, but it's just going to be that, I think. Although we do have, there's the spear animation. We could add that in. Wait, do they have an attacking animation? Attack with spear and shooting with gun. Where's the attack animation with the spear? I don't actually see it. That's them running. It's just running in every direction, right? I mean, it comes as part of the pack, and I'm buying this almost certainly, so I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just have it. Yeah, but I don't see it in here. That's fine. Interesting. Hey, Method. Property damage and roads washing out. Yeah, still sounds scary, especially if it just keeps happening. Unfriended everyone, even the people I didn't ask, and blocked also. I blocked multiple billions of people today. Okay, well, I think pretty much convinced. Yeah, I know it probably seems like I'm belaboring this, but if we buy assets that I don't use, I don't think there's any like returning them or getting a refund or something. So I did want to make sure that I would use them. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. All right, so let's go purchase these. I want to at least buy the character now and the world and hold off on the other stuff. So I just got to make sure their licenses are acceptable. We have to have modification rights. All right, assets can be used in commercial games. Good. Can be modified freely. Good. Can't redistribute or sell it. Totally fine. Credit is not required. Totally plan on giving them credit. Okay, so all that's good. And now the world, it's the same artist, so I imagine it's the same license. They almost never do different things in between their asset packs. Can be usable free and commercial. Can be modified freely. Yep. Great. Okay. And I mean, as long as we're checking this, let's go look at these too. May use these in commercial. Can modify these. Credits not necessary. Yep. Sounds great. And then pixel bullets. Yeah, I don't need to check that. If we don't have bullet graphics, that's okay. And there's a free version of this too. Perfect. Okay. Everything's looking pretty great. Let's go buy these. I want to get the character in the world. I'm going to do this off screen, of course, because I don't know what the payment flow is like exactly. All right. Pay with PayPal. To log in. Oh God, what did I use? I think this login. Where's my wallet? Hang on a second. I don't know what account this is. Yeah, give me a sec. Sorry. I gotta make sure this is coming out of the right account. I almost never buy things on stream, but I wanted to make certain that the assets worked, and I didn't want to do work over the weekend for this. Please wait while we load. Okay, the last 4 matches, I have the money in my account. Okay, yeah. Complete purchase. Don't work. Okay, cool. So I got it. So now let's download the premium version of that. Good. And then we want to buy the world as well. Let me go get this one. Download. Pay with PayPal. And complete purchase. Okay, cool. Now download this too. All right, nice. Hey, Warka. Hey, Midnight Fine. New sub game hype. Yeah, I'm excited. Here's my like quick little mock-up of this. Ignore this character with blue hair, but like this will be your character. Excuse me, this will be the world that we have. And then these monsters will just kind of chase you down. And yeah, should be fun. I'll take a picture of this. There we go. Okay, so everything has been purchased. I got to add this later to my purchases list. So add to my... Where am I tracking this anyway? Add to my ledger that I purchased these. So these 2 things. And yeah, I want one place to go to for all of these kinds of purchases. I have them in my ledger, but I kind of wanted to... Is it in here somewhere? Budget. $sign. Here it is. Money spent so far. Yeah, got it. All right, so then let's add these. I'll do this later. Because I don't remember the exact price. I think it might have been exactly 3 and exactly 5, but if it was $2.99 or something, I want to write that down specifically. So I'll just copy this over to here. So we've spent... Why is this not working? Copy this here. Yeah, there we go. We spent like $33.50. That's not bad. More Zelda-like, less Raiden-like. Is Raiden a space shooter? Oh yeah, I do want to make a space shooter at some point. But yeah, this is more like Nuclear Throne is kind of what I was thinking of. All right, so now we actually have the proper graphics, so we should go plug this in. Yeah, there's a lot of grunt work to do before we can move on from this. So Female Adventure Premium and the dungeon. All right, so the temp stuff we can probably just ignore. So let's put this over here. Characters. So just drag this over here. Got it. And then where's world here? The dungeon. All right, great. Now inside a temp, I want the free enemies to be in here somewhere. They're enemies, so I guess characters. And we'll call this like top-down monsters. There we go. 200 at the beginning of the week for 3D assets. At the end of the week, they ended up for $35 Humble Bundle. Oh man. Yeah, if these went on sale, like I wouldn't be too bummed. I just spent $8. If they went down to $6 or something, it's like, okay, whatever. It was $2. But yeah, saving $165 is much more significant. All right, now we delete everything inside a temp, which is going to make this entire scene go blank, right? It didn't somehow. If I hit play, what happens here? These don't exist anymore. Yeah, now it's not working. Yep, good. Okay. All right, so we verify the licenses and everything. So now we want to, I think, flesh out the main character a little bit and maybe put in some like world stuff here. A twin stick shooter or like Isaac. I don't know. There's a lot that's up in the air in terms of how you control this, like what's going to be easiest for players. I think it's going to be just you shoot in the direction that you face, and that's it. Because, yeah, the gimmick for this game is that you'll eventually become so powerful that it doesn't really matter. Like, eventually enemies shouldn't even be able to hurt you, probably. So, like, you're forced to win. So for the very skilled players, maybe they can make it through on their first try, but it'd be tough or it'd be annoying or something. Or maybe there's some like unfair deaths. And that way you spawn again and you get a treasure chest and some supplies come out. Yeah, there's a lot to figure out. This is going to be like a solid week of development, I think. So yeah, like I said, I think basic world. So let's do that. So set up a very basic scene for this. So make a world environment. Actually, I want to figure out how we switch between these. We haven't, maybe we'll just start with that. Sure, whatever. And then get your character set up with animations and movement and shooting. And then add enemies with basic logic to pathfind to you when they see you. And then add in getting hurt and hurting. And then try to get the gameplay loop of getting power-ups. Maybe like add some basic UI. Health. Maybe ammo? Maybe you have to use your spear if you don't have ammo. Try to get gameplay loop of getting power-ups. Restarting, etc. You get bonuses after each failed run. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the gimmick is in the today command a little bit. Like, the way we're going to do this is the tutorial is pretty much going to make it sound like, oh, yeah, you need to learn how to beat the enemies so that you don't die so much. And this is how we present it. But in actuality, all of your power-ups carry over. And we'll just literally will lie to you about this. We'll be like, oh, your power-ups are temporary. So like, oh, it's a new run. Sorry. Yeah, you just got to get better. And at some point, the player is going to realize like, wait a second, I'm doing like 3 times the damage I was doing originally. I don't think this is true that power-ups don't carry over. And yeah, at that point, you'll be like mowing down all the enemies. And so it's like partially fun gameplay mechanics, partially like the whole, hey, something's not quite right about this world. But the very little is probably going to be randomized. Yeah, this is part of the finding the fun. Sounds like a broken tutorial. Hey, dog. Yeah, so we're coming up on the first break. I think we should probably just take it now because it's not like I'm going to make a lot of progress in 50 seconds. So yeah, I might as well take the break now. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Then we'll work on the world and the main character and then start adding in enemies and everything. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey, Drotten. Hey, Sticks. And hey, Stats. And Franken. Did I miss anybody? I think it's everyone. All right, close the game. Sounds fun, but people will think it's broken and you'll get a bunch of bug reports, I think. The game is called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. I think people will realize at some point, like, oh, the things that are broken in the game are intentionally broken. All right, so world environment. Yeah, let's go get started on this. So we have, ooh, wait a sec. 4 different dungeon. How does this work? And where did, here, worlds, dungeon. Oh, no, I don't have this. Oh, I searched for Icy. Okay, yeah, there's quite a lot in here. I probably shouldn't have pulled everything in. Yeah, I guess delete this stuff I didn't end up using. Delete the graphics that I didn't end up using. Modify the world creation document for dark. Make sure the assets are available. Yeah. Yeah, bug report is part of this tutorial. There's just always a report bug button on the screen. We just track how many times somebody clicks it. Everything is right here. Does this include things like barrels and whatever? They have all the potions. They have animated lava here. I don't. I don't think it does have it. Unless they put it somewhere else here. No, I don't think they do have it. They said there was animated lava. What, right? Where is this? Lava floor with animation. There's a lava folder? Okay, I didn't see that. Where is it? Lava. Got it. Okay. A lava bubble? That's the part that's animated? I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. But I was picturing like flowing lava. All right. Hey, Goose. Yeah, all right. Well, let's go import this. So dungeon. This is just the graphic. I mean, I guess we're deleting this. Tile map layer. Yeah, so I'll make a new node, node 2D environment. Put this up here. Underneath is the tile map layer. Here we're going to make a new tile set. Probably going to save this tile set. So dungeon, all sprite sheet. This, I mean, it doesn't really have everything. And how do we, how do we use this? This might be more usable. Yeah, this might be more usable. Characters. Fruit plant is a character? A lot of sarcophagi. Actor, fire, skull candle. Yeah, I wonder if it's easier to use them from here. Wall, ground, and stairs. I mean, isn't it the whole reason of using auto tiles? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, well, I think how's the tile map system in Godot? It's pretty good. And there's a connection to tiled if you ever want to use it too. So you can set up auto tiles for things. I just need this to be in an easy enough format for me to understand to be able to set them up. And that I'm less certain about. But I think if we use the RPG maker graphics, it might be better. So like we trash this, we go into the RPG Maker one and click tile sets. And I don't know, put this over there. Why is it not loading the tile set? There we go. So then we need a terrain set in here. Terrain, testeroni. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is going to be a little bit challenging. They don't have the walls here? No, they have the walls in this one. Also, the path says these are 48 by 48, but these are clearly 16 by 16. Oh, man. All right. Well, oh, these might be 48 by 48. Yeah. Oh, and maybe they did intend for these to be 48 by 48 because of the individual chunks that we have here. Like we do this. That doesn't change the tile size over here though, does it? No, I think I need to do that first and like re-import this or something. Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm not sure. Let's just delete everything for right now. And delete this. So we want to just paint in something. Yeah. So I think we want to shrink this to 1/3 the size. No, that's too much. That's probably good. Does the character at least look like they kind of fit on here? Yeah, that's good. I think it's fine. How do you connect these? Like, where's the middle space? Relaxing. Yeah, new sub game. I'm struggling a little bit with just trying to use the assets here. Maybe I do need this tutorial. Like you apparently can't make. I want to extend out that. Like if I want to make a rampart, is that the right word? I can't because this tile is not here. Unless maybe it's part of this floor. No, these aren't the same. Hmm. I mean, tiny bit of buyer's remorse right now. Let's plug these in too. Yeah, like I think we can use these assets. I just don't think it's gonna be the easiest. And maybe it wouldn't even be that hard to just like I don't know, make this tileable. Because yeah, if we want to extend this wall, we can't easily do it. Yeah. I guess we just don't do that then. So just make the walls thin like this. But where are these graphics? Like there are these two horizontal tiles right on top of each other. Hmm. Every Technic. Happy that it's already the second week of June Day. Wait, do you want June to fly by? Oh, here there are more graphics. So not everything. Okay, I guess this is what's confusing to me. Not everything's in the same folder here. Oh man. Yeah, I don't like this. Okay, so this will let us get. Oh, these aren't 48 by 48 now. Nope, they're not. So I need different tile map layers just to support this. Yeah, these are 16 by 16. Maybe we just don't use the RPG Maker stuff at all. Everything that was in there anyway should be included somewhere else. Oh, I thought this was going to be the easy part. I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. All right, so ignoring RPG Maker. And where's the all tile set? Huh, I don't see that in here. Yeah, weird. Oh, there it is. All sprite sheet. Fun bug at work on Sunday. Calendar test we built last week started failing because he used the day of the month instead of the day of the week. Just to have it line up until that point. I see. Yeah. Fun stuff to discover, huh? Okay, here are the walls. I guess everything is inside that all sprite sheet in terms of what I want to use. Yeah, because there are only really 4 graphics. It looked like there were so many because they have the tutorial graphics there too. Yeah, we definitely need to cut those out. All right, fine. Then yeah, we just won't have auto tiling. It'll make this probably pretty tedious. So I guess we set this back to 16 by 16. We delete all of these. And then we add in the all sprite sheet. Good. And now we can start drawing the world. Yay. Can we make this any easier? I mean, we could have it draw out the boundaries, I suppose. Yeah. Let's start with that. So just get the 2 different colors of ground. There's this one. I don't see the other one. Maybe it's not a specific tile. Yeah, maybe it's just a dark gray tile. And then they add in those decorations on top. Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's going to be a little bit challenging. So let's get these tiles. And then in terms of connectivity, we do something like this. Excuse me. Now we try painting that in. Why is this called grass and dirt? I got rid of that. Oh, there we go. All right, so draw in some of this stuff. I have inverted it, I think. Excuse me. Let me think about this. No, this doesn't make sense to me. These are the connecting parts, and these should connect to one another. I guess because it's got to be a corner. Oh, because I don't have this clicked. Now it's not doing anything. Shows how much I know. Yeah. All right, we're getting something here. But yeah, there's nothing to fill in the inside, and without anything to fill in the inside, it will just delete tiles because it won't know what to pick for this. I wonder how maybe we could delete this to make that better. And that way it just considers the path through the middle of the tile. I don't think that's any better. Yeah, I don't think it's any better. Because it doesn't know which one of these to pick because we have two different choices now. Yeah. Yeah, that's our problem. Okay, maybe we can fix that part by just drawing a fully filled in gray square. Just got to figure out where that graphic is. All sprite sheet. Oh, it's right there in the middle. I just didn't select it. All right, does that work? Yeah, it works for, well, basic boundaries, but it's kind of got to be connected in a rectangle. And even then, this messes up. No, wait, why it doesn't mess up? There shouldn't be a choice now between these. Hmm. Yeah, this is maybe decent enough. And like I said, there just won't be a way to connect this stuff. So we'd need to delete it and overwrite it or something. I don't know. It needs the inverted ones too, probably to fill correctly. Inverted ones? I just don't have that many different shapes I can use here. Oh, these? Oh. Yeah, yeah. I didn't see those. Let's go pick those. Yeah, my bad. I'm over here saying I don't know how to use this, and it's not supposed to be that hard. All right, do we fill in this too? I don't know. Yeah, let's try and see what happens though. Okay, so now we fill in this. I think I messed something up. I mean, it's looking better. Yeah, it's looking better. So I think we just got to be careful about how we do this. And then do we have any other ones I can fill in here? We've got some walls over here. Yeah, I think this will be a bit of a challenge. Let's just set up a very basic map then. So I should save this as assets. We don't ever save it in assets apparently. Resources, tile sets. Top down shooter. Dungeon. All right, so I want to duplicate this. Call this walls. We'll call this floor. I mean, if we're going to set this stuff up too, we might as well change the... Oh, we don't have a physics layer. I'll do that later. Yeah, let's continue working on this. So we need another terrain. So this is going to be, I guess, floor. Add another one. Call this wall. PKRW. Torpedoes and explosions. Yes, exactly. That kind of sub. Definitely not a different kind. All right, wall is all of this. And then what's beneath that? I don't know what those darkened tiles are. It's going pretty well today so far. I think this is part of the grind of starting a new game, is just getting all this stuff set up. Like, we don't have any tooling yet for this specific game. There's no gameplay yet. I mean, we're missing quite a lot here. All right, so now I want to fill in the paths here, like so. There we go. This won't actually work though, right? We don't have any one wide entrances to this tile. Yeah. This won't connect to anything. What are we supposed to use for that? There should be some opposite this but flipped. And I don't see it. Did they ever use those in their sample graphics? The wall above it? It's a corner. Wait, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but like this piece wouldn't just connect down to the bottom here. I guess what I'm trying to say is this is 2 wide and this is 1 wide. So these two things wouldn't connect. So what's supposed to connect to this? Unless I could draw the path differently. I could fill this in too. Hmm. Man, I am really bad at this. Why is it not painting over here? Huh. Didn't consider the left and right sides of those tiles. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm also not sure why I can't draw on this. Maybe, because it's transparent, so it's not really a tile. Well, yeah. I think the main decision I have right now is like, how much do I want to struggle through this versus just make like a blank world with some simple obstacles, and then we could figure this out later. Yeah. Is there any more clarity in this? Walls. No, they only have these walls. These aren't even the same ones that are represented in the other side, right? Let me take a look at this. Close all, don't save. So they have these walls. They have the all sprite sheet. So these are included in here. No, they aren't all included in here. Yeah, like look at this colored brick. This like pinkish colored brick. This is not anywhere in the sprite sheet. And where it might have been is over here and it's not there. So there's something inside of the RPG Maker tiles that are not in the all spreadsheet one. Close to what you imagine as fast as possible, then fill it in and improve. Yeah, I think that's probably the best decision to make here. I'm a bit bummed out because I like this artwork. It's just really, really hard to use. Ready to go in engine? Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. They have this thin wall section here. Do I have that? Maybe. Maybe these. It's really hard to tell. No, there's a darker blue that's used. That darker blue isn't even in here. So I do need to pull it from... Okay, fine. I need to pull it from somewhere else. Do we have it on one of these somewhere? Walls.png. It's not in this one. I think it's only in that RPG Maker graphic. Yeah. I think it's only here. And even this doesn't have all the connections you need, right? Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to figure out how they even made this. How they make this little like channel of inner wall here. Yeah, what? I don't even see the graphics for that. All right, well, let's open up these tutorials because they have something template used. Oh, they have it for here. Godot ground. And this is in... Okay, so they know about how to do this. Sarcophagus, lamps, and tombs. And Godot rocks floor. Yeah, at least for part of that. I mean, these are set up to just be used in Godot. This is great. But they don't have that for everything. Let me go find this. Hey, Campbell Soup. All right, so BT assets, game assets, sprites, world, the dungeon, Godot. No, I don't want the import files. Yeah, those are the only ones that have Godot in the file name. Man. Yeah, man. Okay, the thing that still baffles me here is where are these graphics coming from? I just don't see them in the sprite sheet. Maybe they're transparent in the middle and you're seeing some terrain beneath them, but even then, like, where are the borders for this? Yeah, I don't see this dark color here. I think it's this. No, it's not that. There it is. Okay, but still, how do you... Where is this corner piece? I can kind of get this to work anyway if we overlay another one of these on top, but you have to use multiple tile map layers to do that, and won't that mess up anyway? Or we split these up into much smaller sizes so that we can tile them how we want. Kind of have to make it look nice. Yeah, I guess I'm just not used to this structure. Let me try adding in the RPG Maker ones and just see. Well, it says right in the thing that they're 48 by 48. That's what I find a little bit unusual here. Yeah, so if I do make this, if I make it this size, I mean, everything's probably gonna look weird. But yeah, then we can draw like this section. It'll probably tile weirdly too. And this is how we'd have to accomplish this. But then they have continuous bricks, right? Like, how'd they get that to look nice? Looking at a guide. Walls. Wall tiles are a bit tricky. Walls are made up of 10 tiles. I see. So RPG Maker has some special way of handling wall tiles that Godot apparently doesn't have. Huh, I wonder if you can replicate that. RPG Maker tile sets in Godot. Why is this all highlighted? Is there no way to not highlight the URL now? Yeah, what? Why is everything highlighted? Huh, that's strange. Scroll up to just below the A1 section. Series of images, each slider number corresponds to how the engine will read and use the tile sets in the map creation screen. Or are you talking about before even that one? All right, so A1 tile maps in Godot. Or like RPG Maker tile maps in Godot. All you need is the texture atlas instead of the terrain auto tile yourself, regardless of layout, but legally you can't. Yeah, okay. So there's some tool for this. Where's that tool? There's some tool for like chopping this stuff up differently. Yeah, here it is. Where's the actual tool here? Direct link to tool here. That did not work. Something weird is going on with pasting things. Yeah. Something weird is going on with pasting things. I think I just created that a bunch of different times. Reveal in Finder. Did I paste this several times? Yeah. Man. Something's wrong with Chrome. Like this always being selected should not be the case. All right, so drop a file here. Let's try this out. So RPG Maker, image, tile sets, walls. Width 48 by 48. Modes. I gotta click one of these, right? Oh, that's better maybe? RPG Maker. Whoa, there we go. Okay. Neat. We did it. Yeah, interesting. But this is just for the upper left part of this. How do we get it for everything? Left margin offset. So I guess we set this to 144. Oh, no, you can only do this. Oh, I see. Okay. How do you... Oh, I need to split this up myself then into multiple different ones? Muted. I shouldn't be muted. Yeah. I mean, right click save image as. Yeah, I could take this, but this is just the topmost one in the spreadsheet. I think that's all it's doing. So I need to split these out myself and then put them in this tool and then export them and then I can use them. Yeah, I mean, none of these other ones look good. So it must be this. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least I figured out the answer to that question. Also, this tool is amazing. Thank goodness this exists. So that'll just give us this top part here. Then I guess the wall is just a straight up wall. It doesn't really matter. That's easy enough to use. Oh, Nemo, thanks for subbing. Welcome in. I don't think I've seen your name before. Yeah, welcome to both the stream and as a sub. Yeah, so let's go paste in this next one. Because this is kind of what I wanted to mess around with here. So we got to find the exact right coordinate of this. I've never liked doing this. Let me think about this. 80. Yeah, so 240. Okay, so right here. No, it doesn't look like it was correct. It should be at pixel 240. Yes, there we go. And then we want this to cover 96 pixels that direction and 144. There, perfect. Okay. Malurka. No, that's totally fine. I didn't mean to call you out or something. Yeah, you are very welcome. All right, this one, oh, that didn't work because of the size. 48 by 48. All right, there we go. So now we could use this. Now we have all the different types you need. Let's just save this and see what happens. So we'll call this like Godot wall. This is nuts. All right, now we got to go import Godot wall into here. Game, assets, sprites, worlds, dungeon. Godot. Downloads. Wall. Okay, great. Whew. Oh. All right, so now we set up a new one. We call this Godot wall, I guess. And make this bright pink so I can see it more easily. And then paint in Godot wall. Wait a second. Something's wrong here, right? I need this. Yeah, this won't work. I need to use them as 48 by 48. Oh, God. It's crazy. Okay, let's go add in a walls 48, 48. Oh, no, the tile set itself knows what the tile size is. So I got to make a new tile set. All right, I guess save this. Dungeon 48 by 48. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like any of this. Walls. Pink. Add this in. Yes, great. Set it to 48 by 48. And then re-import, I guess. All right, great. So we did it. Now we select everything. And then painstakingly fill out the mask for this stuff. Isn't there a, yep, there it is. All right. All for the sake of getting walls in here. We could actually just use this side on the left, right? Do we need all of this? I guess if we want it to look as good as it possibly could, we do. There we go. And then all of this as well. It's basically just color by numbers. There. So now we can just paint all this stuff in. Yay. All right, here we go. Terrain, wall, click, and just start drawing. Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. Yeah, great. So this looks great. I'm happy that it's possible. I think it's going to be really, really tedious to set up for all of these. But that's where we can just say that we want things to be good enough for right now. So maybe we'll just say down here really helps for this. There's an RPG Maker folder, but you have to trim the wall graphics down to, what was it, 96 by 144, I think. Is that what I had selected over here? Yeah, probably. And then click RPG Maker inside that tool. Then use the resulting tile sets as 48 by 48 in Godot. All right, well, let's just treat this as the floor for right now. I know it says wall, but if I put this character over here, yeah, it's a little too dark. I mean, we have different choices, and we could also just lighten it. Like I could use this one or the other one that we have. Yeah, so maybe we should take this one and plug that in the tool. I think that's correct. But this is also supposed to be a wall, not the floor, right? Like, how is this one supposed to tile? I guess it's kind of the same way. Think it's the top of something you can't go on, yeah. So maybe I should take this one because this looks like something you can move on to. I wonder if there's a way to copy paste those masks so I don't need to keep drawing them every time because they're almost always the same. In fact, I feel like there should just be like a use default bit mask. All right, so I have all this selected correctly. We're just going to copy paste this over to here. There we go. That looks probably pretty good, right? Godot wall 2. All right, so is there a quick way to set this up? This is like wall 1. We add in a wall 2. Just make this like bright cyan. Yeah, whatever. So select everything. And then start drawing. Why is that pink? Because I messed up. That's why we changed colors too, or I wouldn't have noticed. So is there a way to do this quickly? No, it doesn't look like it. Let's search for this, because I guess you can copy it from a TSCN level. Godot tile set bit mask set up automatically. Probably an extension or something. Automatically apply bit masks. If all of them use the same texture formatting, as simple as copy pasting things directly into T-Res. Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, for now, I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just draw this one. But then if I do this again, I'm going to make a tool probably. Yeah. Because this is pretty tedious. I'm hoping by the end of the morning, I've at least got a character like moving around and doing some attack animations in here. Because this is not supposed to be like a super long amount of time that I'm spending on this. Did I not fill this in? No, that can't be right. Oh, it is. I can't redo. All right. Hey, at least systems like this exist. I'm not drawing or I'm not doing auto tiling all on my own. I think that would be annoying. Okay. So now we draw that out instead. Wall 2. We can just use the bucket fill thing here. Whoa. Okay, maybe I can't. Let's delete all that. Yeah. All right, I think this will be our just basic world that we have here. Do stuff like this. I'm just going to draw some random things in here. Small repo over rare crash. Hey, Pickle. Well, I don't think making maps has ever really been fun for me. Although figuring out how to get this to work was a little bit better at least. Because I feel like we made some progress here. So now all I need are like legitimate walls. I guess this is actually, I used a wall texture as the floor. So now we would fill this in with, is this super broken? I guess we delete this. Yeah, now we fill this in with just something you look like you can't walk on. And ideally something rising out of the ground. The only place I think I have that graphic is here. Like, does that show up in this? No. No, I don't think so. Okay, well, we can kind of just cheat our way through this one. I can add in dungeon walls here. And then just select a bunch of these. Doesn't look right. Why aren't tiles showing up here? Huh, what is going on? Oh, it's not visible. Wow, that's kind of interesting. If you turn this visibility off, you can't see it here. I know it says that text there. The edited layer is disabled or invisible. It's just, that's not what I expected. All right, so delete all that. And then just draw this in. All right, I'm going to play this scene. Nothing's visible because I can't find the monsters anymore. We'll delete those for now. I can't find the character either. We'll delete that too. It otherwise shouldn't fail though. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, it looks pretty bad. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. All this is at the nearest filtering at least. I mean, what they want you to use for this stuff is mostly just ground texture. Thought it'd be a plane game where it's an auto scroller, you control the plane. Yeah. I guess what I was picturing like Nuclear Throne, which I think you'd call a top-down shooter. Did they use this on there? Yeah, top-down shooter. Yeah, so I know that it could be multiple different like subgenres in here, but yeah, this is Nuclear Throne, and this is at least kind of what I was thinking about. All right. Well, I don't think the world is going to look very nice, but let's just do this for now. Yeah. Twin stick and top down. I mean, I think twin stick is how you control it. Like one stick will aim and the other stick will move. I'm not planning on making this a twin stick shooter probably. All right, so in order for this to work, are these all just the same tile? They might not be. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm going to paint collision on now, right? This is, I'm in the floor. Yeah, I want it to be over here. So physics layer, done. And paint all of that. Physics, great, yeah. Just do this. That way there's no messing up. Oh, I can't unpaint now. Wait, what? How do you unpaint this? I have to go into the individual tile and do it there? Huh, strange. All right, well, done. What's the alternative? You shoot in the direction you're moving? Yeah, that's probably how this game's going to work. You'll just shoot in the direction you're moving. How would I do this? I think most twin stick shooters, you have separate moving and shooting animations, right? I just have... yeah, walk while shooting. I have these. So like if you were moving up, but you're shooting down, your character would have to look like they're facing down. And I guess if you're moving up and if you're moving right and you're shooting down, I guess we could make it a twin stick shooter. I don't know. Yeah. I guess we don't need different graphics for it. Should this be a twin stick shooter? I think it may be too complex for like newcomers to the genre. Yeah, I want it to be pretty simple. So I think the answer is no, yeah. Leaning toward no. But also, I don't think that's really the fun of this game. All right, so all we do is we have collision over here now. This other, whatever that is in the background, should just be deleted. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Whoops, I did a little too much there. There. All right, so here's our terrible looking map. Yay. Oh man. All right. So yeah, now we get your character set up with moving and shooting. We probably want like scrolling to be a thing. I actually haven't figured that out yet. I don't want to make a procedurally generated world. And you're later going to go through something kind of similar to this in terms of dungeon progression. So I want there to be some randomness. Maybe each screen is what we define. So like in this case, how much of this fits on the screen? Should be the whole section, what we see in blue there. Yeah, it is what we see in blue. Yeah, so what I was thinking is like we can make each screen be one standalone thing and you've got to destroy all the generators on it or something. So there's some like, I don't know, monster generator. Maybe it's these like skull candle things are producing enemies. And once you destroy them all, it opens a door. You walk through the door. It like transitions to just a brand new thing. And that way, what we could do is we could make like 6 unique screens. And it randomizes which one you get into at any given time. And maybe one of them is like a treasure room or something where you don't even have enemies to fight. We'll figure that out later. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. So for now, this is probably good enough. All right, let's check this in. We don't need the 1,200 files I got added here. Oh man. I just want to check in the ones that I actually used. So this is good. This is good. And then we can look in this file for the rest. Res //. So we use dungeon.tres dungeon. Okay, so all that stuff is needed. Let's go get that. Can we add from here? Yep. Nice, nice, nice. These we need 2, I think. And then these we got to go figure out what we actually used. All right, so dungeon.tres and dungeon 4848. All right, let's just do tres here. What am I doing? Yeah, this I want to open and this. All right, cool. And same thing here. Yeah, it's a Godot wall. So we only used 4 graphics. So let's go delete everything else, at least for now. And all of that. Dungeon walls. That's inside image tile set. Oh, I couldn't have deleted that then. Oh, no, it's an RPG maker. What am I talking about? Where are my Godot walls? Where'd those go? The dungeon / Godot. Did I delete that? Where's the Godot folder in here? Am I blind? Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Oh, God. Okay, we can't delete any of this. All right, I should take a break. I'll be back in a little bit. Yeah, it's going well enough. We will have character movement hopefully soon enough. But yeah, is it jump time? It's jump time. close the game. So let's try this out. So we're gonna go in the correct folder this time and delete everything that's not these. Yeah, so this stuff. We need something from RPG Maker, but just the walls. And then we don't need any of this stuff. There. So now we should only have graphics that we actually use. The game should run. I mean, we're just going to see that stupid map that I drew. And now our change list should look pretty simple. Why are there 491? Oh, because I still have the other folders here. I added the character and everything, right? Yeah. All right, we don't want that. Yeah, I don't need any of this yet. We will need it. Hey, where are the assets I just added? Where's the Godot walls and stuff? Oh, there they are. And then what else do you need? All sprite sheet or whatever? Let's just sort by directory. Should make this much easier. Yeah, there. Just give us the whole thing. Great. Perfect. Okay. Now we want this and probably whatever these changes are. Yeah. Okay, so create top-down shooter. This is just a bare bones world for now. There is no character yet. And I probably want to do this on a different branch. Top-down shooter. Good, let's go plug this in over here. Merge this. And switch back to main. All right, now we go check in, commit. Great. Well, almost great. This stuff didn't go away. Hello? So you're using git commands directly? Yeah, I have. And I do every once in a while. I think it's pretty convenient to do things where you can look at it right there and see the diff. So this modified this TRES file. What else do we have here? Whoops. Yeah, what happened here? Why didn't these get checked in? 8 files committed. Did I not check them? I don't understand what went wrong here. I could have sworn I had checked those. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, maybe I didn't. All right, well, let's just amend them then. Huh, that's weird. Nope, it populated it now. All right, well, that fixed it. Okay, so now let's go add in the character. I haven't really been burned by using the git UIs for anything. Or at least not in a way that I couldn't have been burned by using the command line either. Like every once in a while, it'll commit the wrong file or something, but like, yeah, I could make that same mistake through the command line. All right, get your character set up with animations and movement and shooting. So we have the spear graphic too. I wasn't originally planning on even letting you use that, but I don't see why not. Like, you might as well be able to use it, right? All right, what do we got here? Walk, idle. Let's start with idle. We have normal, gun, and spear. So we need to know at any given time which weapon are you using. And I need to figure out as well, are we letting you dash? You should probably, we probably should not let you idle without a weapon. Like, that probably doesn't make sense. We probably only have you idle with a weapon graphic. Because, like, why would you be able to unequip something? But I never looked at the attack animations. What does the attack animation look like for the spear? Okay, that's what you'd expect. Um, do we want to use this? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know how much of that I want to do. And we also have dashing, although it's not rolling, is it? Spear dash. How's that look? I think it is rolling. It'll be more obvious in the gun animation, probably. How's that look? I'm not totally sure. I don't know if we need this. I guess we don't need to make a decision right now. Yeah, I'll just add in, how about just walking? Or idle and walk. Idle and walk with the gun. Yeah, great. All right, so like a new scene, we'll call this. Actually, let's do the same thing we did with, let's say, the farming player. What was that? It was a character body 2D. Yeah. Character body 2D. So top down shooter player. Attach a script. Sub games, top down shooter. Done. This is in the right namespace. This isn't. All right, then we're going to need a sprite, collision, animation tree. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we have a texture here. We say that it's centered. We set all the animation stuff on here too. Do we need an animation player and an animation tree? Because the animation tree controls the player. Yeah. Animation player, animation tree. Good. Set that. Make a new state machine. Save this whole thing as top down shooter player. Top down shooter shortens to TDS. And so far, this has been tedious. But only because of the world stuff. And that's only really because of the tile sets not being in the format I expected them in. So yeah, we have a little bit of work to do there. In terms of their sprite, let's go quick load in any idle graphic. It doesn't really matter. Idle gun down, sure. And we do want all this stuff on H frame, frame. So this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, yep. There we go. All right, sure, looks good. All right, so now we add in a lot of animations. So let's start with just idling. I think it's the easiest, and idle gun. So yeah, let's do that. Idle gun down. All right, now I got to figure out a frame rate. So how about we go make a new animated sprite 2D? Because I find this is easiest at least to figure out the right frame rate. I'll just go put that over there. Make a new sprite frame, go add in all the graphics. Maybe we should make a shortcut for this. Idle gun down. Okay, character is 16 by 48. No, 32 by 48. 48 by 48. Select all. All right, so this is just to figure out what should the frame rate be. Let's just hit play. For idling, that might be fine. Yeah, that's definitely too much. Yeah, 5 is probably good. All right, we're going to copy what we did over here for the farming player. So any of these, we set texture, H frame, V frame, frame. Oh, we're going to need movement, sounds, and everything too. God, that's got to exist in every game, doesn't it? Add in stepping sounds. Yeah. Can we do this any easier? Could I do this here? Texture, H-frame, V-frame, frame. Texture, H-frame, V-frame, frame. Okay, so time-wise, we are playing it 5 frames per second, and we have 8 frames, so that's 1.6 seconds is how long this would take to play out. And then we just keep clicking this button. Wait, did I say that wrong? Oh no, I see what it's doing. I didn't say it wrong. I just didn't set the wrong. I didn't set the correct interval. So we set this back to here and set this to 0.2. Yeah. All right. Hopefully that looks good. Let's try this out. Might have messed that up. Yeah, I think this is looking good. Right? They should just look like the same sprite twice. I don't have them timed such that they're playing the same frames, but if I did, they should look identical. So that's idle gun down. We want to add in all the rest of these now. Left down, left up, right down, right up, up. And what's this? Oh, all of them. That's kind of interesting, actually. I wonder if we should just use the consolidated sprite sheet. It's smaller than using all the individual ones, right? Yeah, this is 10 kilobytes. These are 2 each. Oh, it might be rounding. Yeah, it's actually 1.6. Okay, so they're the same. What's easier for me? I guess having them all in one file. Yeah, seems like it's less to manage. Okay, let's go do that then. So we'll change the texture here to be quick load idle gun. Done. All right, now down happened to be the first direction there. So we just got to follow everything that we have here. So next is down left, then up left. And I want to use the same thing they use here. They call it left down. Do I want to use the same thing then? LD is not the same as DL. DL is down left. And I have up left, up right, and down right. But they use the y-axis or the x-axis first. A lot of curiosity. Do I have any other shortcuts for these things? Left up, right down, left down? No, I don't. So I could just make those work that way too. Sure. Let's go do that really fast. This is the least important of all the tasks I could do right now. You think that's gonna stop me? All right, so triggers. We want this to also work when you're doing right up. Yeah, same thing over here. So loo, rid, and lid. There, done. All right, so now we should be able to type out that exactly. Perfect. And now we can follow their naming. So duplicate to left down, left up. So there we go. Now we got to change the frame on this. Oh, wait. Oh, no. V-frames should change too. What am I doing? This should be set to 8. This should be set to 8. And then we change the index that we have here. Oh, it doesn't seem to work that way, does it? Oh, no, it does. All right. Is there an easy way to just delete all these? Yes. So now I want the next one, which is 8. And that should be facing left down. It is. And we just click this 8 times. There. Now, why did they move? Oh, because we don't have 8 animations. We have 6. This is why you get one of these working and then duplicate it. All right, looks good. Looks good. Now we duplicate them all. All right, so this is going to be left up. Alternatively, the other thing we could do here is we could add this through code and set all these up. I think the problem is getting them the step sounds to sound good, because like when the character's walking, it should play a sound on stone most of the time. Let's go like carpeted floor at one point. All right, so we just increase this too. Yeah, this part's just always been tedious. So now it's 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now we need 3 more of these. And what order are they in? So next up is up. Up, right down. Up, right down. Okay. So this is up, right up, right down. Good. All right, so going up, we delete all these. Click the sprite, set this to 24. All right, then we do 32. And finally, this 40. Okay, I think this is dumb. Because if, let's say, we wanted to change the frame rate of all these, we need to go through each one of these things and like click them and work through them. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that idea, but I guess if we're doing this through code, then we're going to say things like, here's the frame rate, here's when the step sound should play. We'd probably be setting up through an animation player anyway. I'll have to think about this as I go through. I mean, for now, we just set up one animation with one weapon in 6 directions. So we have 6 of these things. We're going to need idle times gun or spear, walk, attack, death at the very least. I don't know, maybe things like dashing. Dash, reload. And the other thing to consider too is this is just a rendering of a TSCN file or a TRES file. So we could just modify it through code anyway, or through numbers. Excuse me. Doing that quick, easy, and fully featured. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure. Hey, Nerd, how you doing? The bunch of top-down characters, like in Stuck in a Broken Tutorial, we might have that. In this particular top-down shooter, we're not going to have it. It'll just be this one character. So yeah, this is part of why I'm torn. Might be worth a tool script. Yeah. Yeah. Alternatively, maybe I should just be copy pasting these in the file themselves. All right, anyway, so we have their sprite. We need to get a reference to this because we need to be able to change which way they're facing. So I'll just call this sprite and we'll do this and we'll go make a script. Why is this yellow? No, it has no shape. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Okay. So we're going to need a private bool. Just trying to think how best to do this. I need to separate their x-axis and their y-axis from where they were last facing. So like, I don't know, we'll put facing right. And, oh no, they could just be, there could be a neutral here too. Right, what are the directions we have? Down, up, right, up. Okay, so then, because we don't have just facing right and left. And we could simplify this and only ever use the down right and down left animations. I don't know what I want to do. Like, we have all the sprites, so we could use them. The question of would it look that much better? It would probably look good. I think 8-way direction would have looked the best. Here we're missing right and left. All right. So I guess what we should figure out is like, what was the last general direction you were facing? So we should just make this a vector. It's close enough to a circle. So like prior facing direction, or maybe just facing direction. And we'll start this at vector2 dot down. So then we'll make a function saying face sprite correctly. So we need to snap a vector to one of these directions. We have up, left up, right up, left down, right down, and then down. Unfinished sprite assets. Not in this one. Just imagine never getting the flipping right for left versus right movement. So moving left just has a character moonwalking. Well, if we do make this, if we made this twin stick, it probably would be a lot of moonwalking. Although some games do support that right out of the box. I'm trying to think. There's some old games that did this. Like Contra might have even had something like this. Or at least on the Super Nintendo, I think it did. Yeah, so in this particular case, what I'm thinking is we figure out the angle and then we map these angles to one of these directions. So how about we should have the facing direction one angle. Turns this vector's angle with respect to the x-axis or 1, 0 in radians. And is it clockwise or counterclockwise? I don't know. I guess we'll find out by just checking what it is when we have this set to down. So yeah, just print this out. Is that a function? It is a function. I don't know if it's a property. All right, so this will print something, and it's in radians. So, right? Although, can we just get angle in degrees? Angle, no. Okay, well, we can convert it. I think there's a math function for that. Radian, degree, maybe just math. Is there not? C# convert radians to degrees. Single dot radians to degrees. So it's in float itself. Whoa, it does not like you doing that, huh? There it is, radians to degrees. Got it. Okay. So that's going to print something, assuming we have the player script, which I think we do, but I don't have the player in the game. So let's go add them. Player. Done. All right, and let's put them like somewhere in the general vicinity of this. Now we don't need that animated sprite or just Crash Godot. No, it switches. It's the same feeling as it crashing. Oh, and we got to add in all these nodes too. This is part of where I don't like this. They just need to be in the tree, but we don't need routes to them. So we add in all of these. Oh, alternatively, what we could do. Oh, yeah. What am I thinking here? We can just set their state, and then based on their facing direction, it can pick this for us. So I could have done a blend space 2D and called this idle gun, and then edited this, and yeah, set this to continuous. So here we add in. How do I do this? Here we add in down. I think these have to be reversed. I'm not actually certain. And technically these should all be on like a unit hexagon. And you apparently can't zoom here. Huh. Okay, well, let's just add in a bunch of these things. So that's gun down. So this should be right down, then right up, then up, then left, up, and left down. Okay, because this is not set up the best, I guess here's how we could kind of zoom in. Yeah. Because this isn't set up the best, I think this is going to result in some kind of wonky movement here. So ideally, I make sure these are all equidistant from the origin. which I haven't even like made an effort to do. Yeah, so this is what? 0.3. So we want this to be 0.3 away. We need to rotate our like vector that we have here. And I can figure out what that is, and we could actually just use trigonometry for it too. But for right now, let's just try this. This is close enough. And we're going to go delete all of these. So now we have idle gun. Can we set this as your starting state? I guess we can through here. So I don't remember how you do this. We have to get the playback node. Yeah, here it is. Then we get this from the animation tree. And we need the animation tree for what exactly? So that we can set this? Okay, sure. Okay. I want this node and this node. There we go. And then we use this for traveling to a particular state and then setting the blend position. All right, so playback travel animation name, set blend position. Where's that? And update prior cardinal direction. That was for the sake of a cutscene. I wonder if we should make a like animated character that this all inherits from. Excuse me. So facing direction is set to the current facing direction here. We don't need this for right now. We set the blend position. Is that what this is even called? It must be. Yeah, it must be. And just delete this. All right, so we call this from ready. We set the idle gun animation name, which needs to be made into a proper string name because otherwise Godot is going to allocate for us. Where do I put those? Here, farming game. Yeah, I made regions for specific ones. So this will be top down shooter. I'm going to call this idle gun. Delete all the rest of those. Then back over here in the top down shooter. Hey, Monty. We're going to replace this. So string names, idle gun. Should maybe be called animation. Yeah. It's not like the variable name inflates a build size, but it makes it a little bit clearer. All right, so that's that blend position, and the facing direction is going to be vector 2.down. So I actually don't need this thing that I had here about this. This can be changed to the facing direction. And we don't have a force animation state now. We need that. Force animation state. I guess this could do both. Oh, I see how we did this. So we would have set this ahead of time. I mean, let's just put this here until we have a need for it. All right, so we don't need this. We just need force animation state. And this can change to the facing direction. All right, so there's no movement yet. So maybe let's go set that up. Yeah. I'll just copy this for now. This is more than what we need. We are going to probably need move and slide. So moved, I don't care about that. We don't have anything about holding items. We don't have anything about performing actions yet. We just have walking around. So all this is going to get deleted. We don't need a cardinal direction from this. Is input enabled, we're just going to assume is always true for right now. So there we go. And then what was this? If input wasn't enabled, sure. Don't need that yet. Don't need this yet. So if it's not 0 and you weren't performing an action, we had to get your cardinal direction. We don't need to do this now. We do need the speed and velocity stuff though. So speed, do we have running and walking? I didn't even think about that. Oh God. Walk while aiming? What? What does it even look like? I don't think we need that one. What are the other two? There was like walk while doing other stuff, walk while reloading. Should there be reloading in this game? I don't think so. There could be. I don't think we need that. Walk while shooting, we definitely need. Yeah. All right. So in terms of speed, we probably have running and we probably have walking. So yeah, we probably should figure this out, huh? All right. Well, let's just set this to 50 for right now. I don't know. Figure something out later. And then velocity is just speed times the direction. Great. All right, so now force animation state. We got to figure out what you're doing. But this should only be when you transition to or from the state. What do we do over here? Yeah, I guess we did that every frame. Yeah, there's going to be quite a lot to this, I think. So in this case, we're going to do gun animation. And this would just be the regular animation. I didn't even add that, did I? I did not. Okay, so then there's only one animation you can be in. And then we save off your prior direction, right? Yeah. Facing direction equals direction. To the point where we don't even need direction to exist. All right, let's go try this out. So if this is done correctly, we shouldn't need any of this. Now let's go try. So I should be able to walk around and it should just face the direction I'm supposed to be facing. It's not going to be perfect, and this failed because we don't have the animation tree with a unique name, so whoops. That problem solved. Some kind of weird stuff going on, but it actually feels pretty decent. It's just like totally flipping out right around down and right. Yeah. Yeah, everything else feels good except for right here. And then it just goes haywire. I think part of it has to do with the dead zones. No, wait a second. Does get vector take dead zones into account? By default, dead zone is automatically calculated from the average of the action dead zones. You can override it to be whatever range you want. Yeah, so if I nudge the control stick, it shouldn't do anything. Looks like she's ice skating. Yeah. This is supposed to be the idle animation. It does kind of look like she's just sliding around though. All right, so if I just nudge it downward, like just barely, nothing happens. If I don't touch anything, she's moving, which means that this is registering different directions and definitely shouldn't be. I'm not actually sure how that's happening though, because the dead zone is configured to be 0.5. My controller shouldn't be outputting anything. Well, I mean, my controller's outputting something. Godot shouldn't be treating it as though it's outputting anything. Yeah, it's at 0, 0 the whole time. And if I move, then it should say a direction here, right? No, it doesn't say anything. Is it just because it's too tiny? You need to multiply by 50 just to see something? Because I guess it's technically 1/16 of the value and it might be rounding down. It might also just be treating this as, yeah, there we go. All right, so if I don't press anything, it's 0, 0. And it never changes, right? Yeah, no, it never changes. This is the dead zone being configured. So them moving in a different direction means that the blend position, whatever I have the facing set to right now, is like right at the border. It should be deterministic though. Facing direction. Oh, weird. Oh, I see. It's in the center of the circle. Yeah, I get it. So this animation tree that we made over here, we're saying that the point is the one in the middle. So it's equidistant from a few of these, at least up and down. But I guess those are, I don't know if those are farther away or not. I need to actually do the distance calculation. So when it is 0, we just want to make sure we don't change this at all. Because 0 is the only point that should be closest to a bunch of these. So we just don't do this bit. Yeah, we need to make sure to not update your blend position. Okay. So I guess we do want this function. So this is just set blend position, yeah. Doing game dev full time? Yeah, I've been doing game dev full time for like 2.5 years now. Yeah. Well, I mean, impressive is all a frame of mind for this. Like anyone could technically do it full time. It's when will you start to face repercussions for it. So like you could be burning through your savings. You could be, I don't know, you could be ignoring your other responsibilities. But things went well enough from Skeleseller that I think we're fine. Full-time unemployed. Are you looking for a job? I mean, unemployed, at least in terms of the US statistic, means you're looking, but colloquially it might not. All right, so I want to set this over here. And I want to set this one to your facing direction. I guess we can just do this. And then here we just don't do anything. This should eventually be idle, but it just won't set your direction. Yeah, that might fix this. No, I wouldn't say I'm like rich from Skeleseller. That's, yeah. It's not where we stand. It's not that level of sales. And yeah, I just got laid off. Yeah. I think you mentioned it the other day, right? I don't recall. Yeah, I don't remember if we talked about it. But yeah, I think layoffs are tough for at least some period of them. I think the at first part is not quite true. I think it's like after a week or two, people are like, all right, now I got to figure out what I'm doing. I think it can cause stress and everything. But hopefully there's enough stuff out there now. And I think opportunities have been dwindling a bit. Because I have a couple of friends who were laid off and they still haven't found new jobs yet. Although one of them doesn't know if they want to find a new job. All right, so we're deleting this. So what are we doing here? And is there, I wonder if there's a better way of setting this up in the first place. So this is the case we should be hitting for all of this. And we should never set your facing direction to 0. Which we're doing here. Yeah, so this is a problem. This should ideally never be vector 2.0 or else, since that's equidistant on the blend node from several directions, probably every direction, meaning it might pick seemingly random directions from the player's point of view. Okay, so now I think it should be fixed that they're facing some random direction. I also want to move them further into the scene before I forget, because right now they're just off in the top left and you can't see them. Just because I forgot to save this. So there, that should be fixed for the next time we run it, but not for now. Okay, so yeah, once you're facing a particular direction, they don't face just some like arbitrary direction afterward. But when I move down into the right, they face up and left sometimes. But up and left works just fine. In fact, every other direction seemed to be fine except for, yeah, except for down and right. That's so bizarre. Why is that happening? I typed in 6 unique things, right? Down, right, up, left, down. Yeah. There is a line connecting these two, and I don't know why that's the case, but there's no line connecting these two. I think this just might be how they draw polygons. Generate blend triangles automatically. Create triangles by connecting points. Oh, that's what was happening? Oh, wait. Oh, maybe I don't understand how this is supposed to work then. I'm blending between nodes that are across from each other. Okay. I see. I don't know how you stop that from happening. How do I... What does this do? Oh, I don't care about that. There's no fixing that, is there? 0. No, God, what's going on? No. Create points. Yeah, so I want to figure out how to modify these triangles. I cannot figure out what I'm doing right now, though. I want to delete this line. Okay, I can add lines very easily. I don't want that. I want to delete the lines. Maybe I right click? No. All right, well, I've tried left click and I've tried right click. I'm all out of ideas. Hey, Blair. Laid off from his job in games 2 weeks ago. Kind of wild. It's not like the studio shutting down. Oh, man. Hey, the Hulk. Is Godot the villain? Godot's the one facilitating the shootings here. The top-down shootings. Generate blend triangles automatically. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to stop this. Create triangles by connecting points. How do you delete triangles? Godot delete triangles from blend node. What? I am so confused about how you get rid of the triangles that are drawn. What do they have here? Set blend position, scroll, increment or decrement index. What? What's the index? Whoa, there are triangles. Look at that. Maybe select mode in the top left. So yeah, I can select them now. Oh, there we go. I can delete them too. Oh, interesting. Interesting indeed. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to even do this. Yeah. Because what triangle would we set for this? Like, there's no way to get rid of this. Got to be connected somehow. Went poorly. No one understood the game. Very few people liked it. It was rough. Feels like I somehow went backward from previous conventions. I'm sorry to hear that. Did you, like, I don't know, was there something different about the game now from before in terms of either how you presented it, or did you give them just total freedom to play the game? Because it could just be selection bias. Like at this convention, there were people who just aren't inclined to like it as much as other conventions. Like I imagine if I went to some kind of like, I don't know, like BlizzCon, that yeah, maybe Skeletor would do well, but if I went to Comic-Con, maybe it wouldn't do as well. There's probably a lot of overlap between those two conventions. But hopefully you get the idea. But yeah, I don't know either. All right, so I am not sure if this is even the proper solution for this, what I'm trying to do. What is this thing called? Blend space 2D. There's also blend tree. What does blend tree look like? I see. And what else do we have? I think that's about it. All right, so Godot blend space 2D. Wait, when I did this with 4 directions, we didn't have a problem, right? Yeah, I don't think we had a problem with that. Did it make triangles for me? I didn't even ever look. It did. Except for, oh, I can't select it because there, now I can select it. Yeah, so I wonder, okay, I think I know what I might want to do, and I am not totally sure about this, but I think we just make our triangles be slices of the hexagon emanating from the origin. I think that makes sense. So I want to delete even this, and then I want to draw in the triangles myself. Oh my God, I don't know how to do this. It just keeps creating them for me. I want to fill those in. Create triangles by connecting points. As soon as I click this, it just makes them all. All right, maybe maybe I need to add the origin as a point. Reset. Does that work? I don't think so. Bad luck with players. The fact I couldn't really say this part isn't finished yet. I see. Well, for what it's worth, I know it might feel bad, but it's probably very valuable insight because the same thing will probably happen when it comes to just launching the game in terms of, oh my God, I just cannot figure this out. All right, yeah, this is the same thing with, oh, maybe there aren't triangles there until I do this. All right, so this is what I think I need to do. Triangle already exists. Yeah, now the issue is that there's a triangle in here somewhere. Like this I don't want, and this I don't want. All right, I think I've done it. Yeah, I think I've done it. I don't like that reset is in the middle. Like, I don't want that to be there. I don't know what I would do, though. Maybe I set that to down. Yeah, which probably means I need to redraw all of this. Yeah, I think that's the smart thing to do. So this doesn't work at all now. 4 is out of bounds. What? Index px equals 4. These all have an index associated with them. This is 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. I don't know why it's saying that 4 is out of bounds. It's saying all of these are out of bounds. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing it couldn't find a triangle. I'm not sure how this is supposed to look. That's a problem. Animation tree, Godot, I guess like 8-way direction or 8-way movement, 8-way blend, something like that. How do I set up 8 directional animations? Update animation parameters function needs to have this if statement. Yeah, I have this. I only want to see what the tree looks like. You not close this anymore? Huh. They used to have a like just show anyway. There's okay, let's take a look at something here. Can I just close this like so? Yes, but then I can't scroll the page because they always put overflow hidden on these sorts of things. And they probably have it on some other element too. Oh, that's a shame. We could do that though. Yeah, so this is what I saw in the post. Yeah, I feel for you, player. I know I've had these ups and downs too. In other games I've done, some games just never saw the light of day. Sometimes it was the work that was daunting. Yeah, I think it can be tough. I was just talking to a friend of mine, and he he's I don't know how much context to give here. He's at a point in his life where he's trying to figure out like what does he want to do for the next few years, and he doesn't think he's going to stay at his current job. And one of the things that he said, and part of this probably comes from a place of privilege, is he's like, I want disruptive moments. I want to just sort of like let life happen to me to some extent so I can just say yes to certain opportunities. And he doesn't know what those disruptive moments will be, but that he wants to grow from them. And I was talking about some things that I'm not going to share here because they're somewhat personal, but it's like all of these times of challenge are probably what trigger the most growth. So I wish you a smooth recovery. Like I said, I think there are probably like valuable lessons here. And the other thing, and this is not going to probably provide a lot of solace right now, but I look back at Botland and I think, okay, it was failed as like a failure commercially, and it was a success in every other way. If you were a business person, you look at this, you'd say it's a failure overall. If you're a game developer and you look at this, you'd be like, okay, it was a success. So yeah, I think like I said, kind of regardless of what happens, it's like there's some learning here and it'll eventually crystallize. And that learning will be quite valuable to you. But yeah, I know right now that's not very important. All right, so yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to set this up. It looks like I kind of had done this correctly and that I should just let it make the triangles for me. Maybe I should just click this button again. And then instead of the reset point, we just change this to be something else. Wait, but they didn't have a point in the middle of theirs, right? They did not have a point in the middle of theirs. Also, they made theirs into a square, not a hexagon. I would have expected it to be an octagon, because at any given point, you're approximating a circle with whatever number of discrete vertices you have. I'm actually kind of surprised there isn't more about this over here. Like, I would expect a blend node for this, or a tutorial or something. Yeah, so here, like I said, they approximate a circle, which is much easier when you have 4 directions because you can just pick at like the intersection of the plus sign. They're cardinal directions. I guess we're not. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I have this set to continuous. This is supposed to be discrete. Whoops. Okay, maybe that's the only thing I should have done. Oh man. It struck me as I was looking at that graphic that I'm like, oh look, it's continuous in there. Does that fix this? Yeah, I think that fixed it. Okay, well, that was me being stupid. All right, so now the only thing we need is, like, this is going to be really hard to show, but if I hold up, it moves up. If I hold up and to the left, like if there were a groove in the controller, this would be like locking the position there. It moves in the directions I would expect for those. So it's only in the smoothing out between these directions that we might need to change this a bit. So as an example, I am moving down into the left, but you see the character facing downward. Like, should they have been facing down into the left? I don't know. We need to figure out what looks best for that. Or maybe not. We could just use the hexagon that I made. But I think the ideal would be to work these in the correct direction. So how do we do this? Let's figure this out. So if we had a right facing direction, that'd be 0 degrees. We don't. So we want an actual like proper hexagon, which I cannot draw. That's okay. And it just approximated it into a circle for me anyway. So if we take this position and draw an arrow downward from here, we end up at some number, which let's say is 0, -1. So now we just want to move it around the circle to that point. So yeah, it's just splitting the circle by 6, which is 60 degrees. So we rotate that by 60 degrees. So this is 60. This is 1. So we need to figure out the opposite side. No. This isn't 1. What am I talking about? Wait, hold on a second. I think I messed up how I was thinking about this. Oh, weird. I can't snooze an ad for some reason. I haven't actually snoozed any today. I thought you used to be able to. All right, well, then fine. I'll just take a proper break. Yeah. Yeah, all right. I'll be right back. Is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, hi again. Close the game. Good job, Matt. You beat everyone. All right, so I was thinking about this on my break, and I realized this is not the 1. This is the 1. So ignore this. I don't know how to erase that. So what we need to figure out is opposite over hypotenuse here, right? So the cosine of 60 is equal to x over 1. Yeah, so just whatever the cosine of 60 is. Cosine 60 degrees. 0.5. Okay. So then the other direction. Wait, no, what did I just say? No, it's sine. Sine of 60 degrees. Yeah, it's this. I was gonna say it can't be an even number. Or not like a nice number, I guess. So this is the y coordinate. Am I right about that? And then cosine would be 0.5. So I think it's that, but we can test this. I'll just use an online distance calculator for this. Distance calculator. Wait, no, what? I just want like math distance calculator. I don't need like a... Yeah, here we go. All right, so 0, 0 to 0.5, and then this number, calculate. Good, yes, that is exactly correct. So I think we've done it. And I think this will make it more compelling in terms of how the player controls this. What is going on with Godot such that I can't actually see the position? Here it is. All right, so we set the y coordinate there. Oh, but it's got to be scaled down to this. Oh, man. All right, fine. Well, let's just set this at 1 then. 1, negative 1, negative 1, 1. Then raise all of these other ones. Why can't you zoom here? It makes it so hard to click. Am I doing this right? I don't think I'm doing this right. This should look like a hexagon at the end of this. I don't know what we're gonna have. Oh, that's weird. This definitely means I messed something up. Hey, Quilly, how you doing? When did I mess up? Was I right about the 60 degrees thing? I should have been, yeah. Wait, no. Hold on. If... No, that can't be right. Oh, well, it could be right, but then this wouldn't be at the point where it is. Yeah, I see what I did. The visuals are off in the triangles. You know what I did is I divided a circle into 6 even chunks of 60 degrees, which means that the next one being up here would mean that we only had 30 degrees. So the next one would actually be over, I don't know, like approximate, like there. And then 180. Wait, that doesn't make any sense then. What have I done? Oh man. I think I divided wrong. Hold on, I want to build this up from scratch. Yeah, nice hexagon. Thanks. ABC. I want to build this up from scratch, and I know I could just easily figure this out online. But if I had 4 points, we would have divided into 90-degree chunks, and then we'd have a diamond, right? Let me draw this out over here. Let's make a new graphic. Sure, whatever. Okay, so if we did this, this would be at 0, this would be at 90, this would be 180, and this would be 270. So if I'm going to have the first one at 0, I have the next one at 60 degrees, which is like there. And then at 120. I understand. Yes, I understand what I'm doing. Okay, so I rotated everything when I did this. But let's just figure out what the actual points are supposed to be then. So we know this 60-degree thing, and we figured out what the... Oh, I can't draw. We know this is 60 degrees. So the triangle here, it'll be the sine of 60 here and the cosine of 60 here. So that point is probably correct, but we don't have a right direction. So I need to offset this. Okay, that's why this is rotated, because we don't have right and left sprites. So we got to do this from the up position. All right, this makes this a little bit harder, I guess. So we have our origin. And we have this point, which is at 0. Is that positive or negative on this? It's positive. So 0, 1. So now we want to go 60 degrees away from that. And this is 1. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not getting this backwards. Yeah. So it should be the same thing. So yeah, we'll end up with this being the sine on the opposite side, right? Yeah, so this will be sine of 60 over here. Whoops. So we do 0 minus that. So I take this, and we see if I'm making any sense whatsoever here by setting this to negative that, and this to 0.5. I think I've still messed up. Hey, Chili. Chili and Quilly. Maybe I didn't mess up, but this looks wrong to me. But no, it should actually be fine. I don't know. Let's just try it. Yeah, I think it's probably fine. Yeah, feels great. Okay, great. I still know how to do math. Yeah, so there are always going to be angles that aren't totally perfect here, especially because there's a difference between, well, the up and down part actually looks just totally fine. Yeah, like this. So here I'm moving up and to the right. Maybe we actually want to purposely skew this graph so that it doesn't look, it's not mathematically perfect. It's just, it feels better. So that you're only moving up when you're in a narrower direction. We could do that. I mean, I think we can do that. I have not really put a lot of thought into exactly how we'll accomplish it. I think the way we would accomplish that, though, is by making it so that the portion of the graph you'd have to be closest to get here is smaller. So if we drag this point, like if I did this and this, just to test this out, and I don't know if that takes effect immediately, does it? Yes, it does take effect immediately. Yeah, so that's an exaggerated form of how we could do this. If we just pull this in a bit, so like there maybe. So now left down, you'll enter sooner than you will right down. This is hard to see and hard to control. So yeah, you can see I'm moving at kind of a, what is that, like a 30-degree angle maybe from the center, and I'm still facing downward. But on the left side, the farthest I could be moving to the side is here. Whereas over here was, no. They're not that different, I guess. Maybe I'll move this over a little bit more. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't really think we should spend a lot of time on this part, maybe. But this actually does feel pretty decent. Huh. Yeah, which would mean I just drag in these points. So how many did I move it over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can just line them up. I mean, I guess we could have lined them up before too. Going to be looking in the direction of movement or where the mouse is. This is a controller-based game, so I think you'll be looking at where you're shooting. All right, so how's this feel? Yeah, this is pretty good. So it's really hard to show this off. But yeah, now when you move even like a little bit more than this to the side, your character will face in that direction. So even this, I'm kind of wondering, like, should they be facing up into the left? In which case we would move this even further inward. Like so. Yeah, that actually feels pretty good, I think. Yeah. All right, so we don't do what's mathematically best. And the only reason why not is because what this represents is a character moving, and if they're axis aligned going straight down, like that's pretty realistic, I think. But if they were going in this angle and they still look like they were going downward, that might not look realistic. So yeah, I'm happy with this. That's our hexagon, our magic hexagon. All right, so idle and walk with the gun. So we have idle animation. Now we need a walking animation. Do they have the same? Oh, we need walking while shooting. All right, well, let's start with just this, I guess. Do they have the same number of frames? Yes. Okay, good. So we should be able to copy one of these, right? So let's go duplicate this and set this to walk gun down. The texture changes. Quick load walk gun. But everything else stays the same. So if I play this, it should look like they're walking. Yeah, nice. Now let's go and change this. So walk gun. And then what should we have, like walk shoot? Walk shooting. There. All right, so walk gun animation. Let's go plug that in. Other way around. And we use whatever direction you'd previously faced. So we only set it up for walking downward. So let's just, try idling, facing in a direction, and then walking downward. It might produce a bunch of errors if I go in any other direction. It doesn't produce errors. But then it doesn't look correct until you stop moving. But the walking down animation doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because it's not even in the tree. So I guess I got to go make all of these. Yeah, let's duplicate it. So what's the order of this again? Where even is that graphic? There. So down, and then it goes clockwise. So down and clockwise. We got to remember that. All right, duplicate to left down. I actually will copy paste these in the TSCM file because I think this is ridiculous. Yeah, let's go do that. Just make sure I did this one correctly. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so top down shooter.tscn player.tscn. Found that copy pasta I needed to share. Hey, Kuro. I haven't seen that one before. How's it going? All right, so what did I just call that? Walk gun down? Huh, interesting. The length is not actually set to exactly 1.6. Probably doesn't make a difference. Doing fine. It's nice. All right, so I want to copy this So we have more of these. Is there anything else I need to change here? They're all in their own animation blocks, right? They are, but their IDs come from something at the top. Yuck. All right, so here's what I'm debating on. Is it worth writing a tool really quickly that will take in a scene file like this, find an animation name, and then duplicate it for us? And should it be a command line tool? Should it be a visual tool? Because, yeah, there's enough that can go wrong if I just do this by hand. And we need to generate IDs and everything, too. Because, yeah, I don't mind setting up one of these, but then we need to set up 6 for every direction. And we have another, like, I don't know what, like 10 animations we want to do this for. So we'd have 60 of these by the end of it. Alternatively, and I mentioned this before, we could do this through code. We could even, through code, generate the animation tree and then save it and then just load it in Godot. But yeah, one thing's for sure, I don't want to be doing this by hand. So yeah, what's the best way of doing this? So like I make whatever, walk, gun, left, down, or maybe just down in this case. I want the other 5 directions. The only real difference is going to be the frame used. Curious, if you edit the scene file by hand and create your own UIDs, does it just work without issue after? I'm not certain what happens. I think Godot would probably be like, oh, hey, that doesn't match what I would come up with, and then just override it sometimes. But I don't know what controls that. Like, I think there's got to be something in the cache for it. Maybe detects that, oh, you didn't put this in the .godot folder in the cache, so I'm going to make one for you. Because they have to be unique to identify a particular resource. I mean, that's why they're UIDs. Yeah. So yeah, what would this tool do? Would this tool just be for like copy pasting animations with different names? And how hard is it to even do that by hand? I think the issue is coming up with some of these IDs. I wonder how you're supposed to do this yourself, if you were to do this at all. Yeah, these. All right, well let's try this. Let's try just duplicating it for right now and seeing what happens. So animation library, we would add a new thing here. So left up. Then we need to give it a new ID. I don't know how we're supposed to come up with this. Could we just type like A, B, C, D, E, for example? All right, anyway, add to animation library. I came up with my own ID for this. Probably a no-no. But let's keep going and seeing what else we're supposed to do. Then we copy paste the animation. This is a sub resource in the library. Oh man. Yeah, so I paste this here. We do A, B, C, D, E. So then copy, paste the animation, change the ID, change the name. This is walk left up. Then change the frames. So these, we just put a comma at the end, and then select all of these, and then do +1, or no, +8. What am I doing? And then evaluate, and then delete the comma. And I think we're done. So now if I go load up the scene, we should have a walk left up, and it should be correct. The frames aren't actually there. What happened? Yeah, what happened here? Oh, wait, I think this is a different problem. I think it's because we need to click this and then animation and then click it over here. Oh, it did work. Okay. Yeah, there's a quirk with Godot because there's an animation player and there's a dummy animation player. And I actually had the sprite selected and then this doesn't do anything. Well, now it does. But yeah, I didn't have to change any. Okay, well, great. So we did it. I guess we just go make up our own IDs for everything else now too. Did it keep my A, B, C, D, E in there? It did. Yeah, I wonder how you're supposed to generate these yourself. Anyway, let's go add in 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3. So we want up, right, oops. Up, right, down. And I guess just F, G, H. Because I'm going to be uncreative here. Yeah, ABC 667. That's a great one. All right, so now we duplicate this. 1, 2, 3. Then we scroll up to the second instance of this one. Make this an F. This is up. This gets +8 again. Okay. This is G. And now it's +16. And then this is H. And it is +24. All right, that should work. Let's try it out. Reload. All right, so we just did up. Gotta click over here. Up. Looks good. Right up. Looks good. Right down. Nice. All right, we got all our directions. So now we plug them into the tree. So there's idle gun. What do we call this one? Walk gun? Yeah, walk gun. All right, it's new blend space. Walk gun. And then edit it to have the exact same hexagon as the other one. Yuck. I don't want to do that. Oh, I definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, I would love to have something that makes this for me. All right, so what do you search for? A blend point, blend space. Don't we have a blend space node now? Animation node. Oh, yeah. I guess I know how to manually do this now, and I don't want to manually do it anymore. Well, I guess some of this could be done easily over here. We just add everything in and just don't touch it. And then do it through the TSCN file. There's our beautiful hexagon. It's abstract art. So now we have these. Now we just need the actual blend points, and we just copy paste. Probably. So start from 0 position all the way down to the bottom. And then replace idle with walk. And hope that that worked. Did it? Hey, look at that. All right, so yeah, having a tool for that would be pretty nice. So we're not walking in any direction. This is called walk gun. Did I do something wrong? Walk gun. Am I using it? Yes. What am I missing? What am I missing? This should be discrete. That's a mistake. But I don't think that would have mattered otherwise. Hey, Illusionary Moon. Yeah, All right, let's put a breakpoint here. It's not getting hit. What? How are we moving then? Oh, I started through Godot. All right. my bad. Yeah, I got to start through rider. Debugging doesn't even work in that scenario. It is hitting this. It's just not showing me that it's hitting it. All right, so we do this. It's calling set blend position. That should be on walk gun. I can't full screen this. There we go. Walk gun, set blend position. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with this. Oh, we don't change the animation anymore. We're not doing playback.travel. Whoops. Okay, yeah, whoops. That's my bad. All right, so force animation state just sets this with a position at the current facing direction. Yeah, that part I like. This I need to change to here. And then we set the blend position. Isn't this wrong? I don't think this should be here. Yeah, I don't think that should be there. All right, let's see. We should have idling and walking now. Oh, yeah. It's not completely working yet, though. We were only able to walk downward for some reason. Well, that's funny. Is it because they all have the same position over here? No, left down, walk gun. Those should all be correct. Why would only walk down work? Can we play this and see this work over here? Yeah, this is, I'm clicking play on it. It's just, this is not the walking animation. Can I change what the blend position is set to? I think it's this button. Yeah, it's the idle directions. What? They're idling in the correct direction everywhere, except for when they walk, they actually walk down. They don't walk any other direction. So that means I must have messed up the points. This is set to walk gun down. And this is set to idle. Yeah, whoops. Okay. This is a copy paste mistake. In this scene, apparently the word walk was written again. And by this scene, I mean this scene. Or idle was written again. That's what I meant to say. Where is it? Too hard to find. Blend node. Oh man. All right, fine. Walk, gone, left, down. Yeah, the node is set to the wrong thing. This needs to be, the IDs need to match. All right, I'll just change it through the editor. But yeah, this is why I want that tool, because this is obnoxious. Walk, gone, right down. Walk, gone, right up. Walk, gone, up. Walk, gone, left, up. And left, down. All right, well, that should fix it now, right? So now if I drag this point, they're walking in every direction. Yep. Also, this lets you see if you were to drag a control stick around in a circle, which way you'd face. And actually, it's not unless you slam to the end of the circle that you'd see it. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Cool tool. All right, so now we just don't ever set ourselves back to idle. If it is 0 approximately, set velocity to 0 and set to idle gun animation. That doesn't seem like it's working then. Animation name. It should stop at idle. Yeah, so walk. And it says idle, but it's not actually in the idle state. And something needs to change the facing direction. And nothing's doing that right now. Oh no, something is doing that. That's strange. Idle gun. Did I change more than I meant to change? Is this still, oops, can't click that. Yeah, these are the wrong animations now. Idle gun, walk gun. Oh, the nodes themselves have an ID, and by copy pasting them, I screwed it up. Oh no. Well, I hate it. All right, fine. Then I'll just manually do this. Then we got to make a tool because this is the worst. I thought, oh, I'll try it doing it manually myself first to see what I need to do. But this is kind of silly. I'm probably just going to use AI to write the tool anyway. Left down, there we go. All right, so now we go into the other one, which is walk gun. And now all these points need to be changed completely because they refer to other points. So we need walk right down, walk right up, and then delete these points. And then drag these to the left by 1. And then rename them as well. this is bad. Oh, you can't rename them? Huh. Yeah, I don't see a way to rename this. Well, you can do it through the file, I guess. All right, left down, left up. Delete this, delete this. Move this inward. And then finally up and down. Up and down. Okay, this was a pain. Does it work? Let's try it. Walking, 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 walking. Great. And they're still walking. Oh no, what happened? I made new nodes altogether for this. Oh, do I need to click play over here? Oh, okay, my bad. All right, look at that. After a lot of pain, I did it. So now does the number 2 show up here? It does. All right, well, that we can just delete. Yeah, so I'd like to have that tool. That way we can add in all the animations we need. Ooh, look at this. Looking good. Although now that I think about it, I don't... Oh, what's going on here? You can't idle in the direction you were just idling in? Because we need to set the blend position, but just not save it. Wait, does that make sense? What if I just put this down here? There was a reason why I didn't do this, but I forgot what it was. And this doesn't matter. Something's wrong. Oh, we're setting it back to 0 because you're not moving. Right. So you want to set the blend position, but not save off the facing direction. Cool, save facing direction. Okay. So we want to set this to false over here. And now I think we'll be good. No. It should use the prior... Oh, this is still direction. This should be the prior direction you were facing. Facing direction. At which point saving it could be fine. I guess if we're passing what was already there. So now this is pointless. I I think it's working. I think what's okay. So what's tough about this is in your own brain, the way you think about pressing the control stick is I'm pressing it to the side and then I let go. So in your brain, that's an analog thing. Like I was holding left and now I'm not holding left anymore. But in the physical world, in order for it to go from here to here, it needs to travel to every position in between. So what's happening is it's like if we look at a joystick, there's a circle and then a place it could be facing. So when it's all the way to the side, this is a whatever, like some coordinate value. And then as this vector shrinks, we eventually get to a weird position where the dead zones start interacting with it a little strangely. At least that's what I think is happening, because that's when I let go here, like it sometimes faces a different direction. If we don't want that behavior, I need to probably write something special. But all in all, it's pretty good. Like if I walk to the right and I stop walking, if I walk to the left and I stop walking, this is fine. It's only when my control stick like flicks back in a weird pattern. Yeah. It's not worth doing anything about that. So we shouldn't be able to walk up here. We can right now. I think that's just because I didn't set collision on here. Yeah. We might as well add some collision now. I'll do it like how I did for the farming player. We'll mostly add it around their feet, I think. Farm player. So we had what? A collision shape, and it's just a circle? Yeah. So same thing over here. Go add a collision shape. Make it be a circle. And put it like roughly at their feet. Like that maybe? Or a capsule at their feet? I don't know. Let's just try that. And then they actually won't collide with the wall because I need to set their collision here to be like that. Now they should collide with the wall. Yeah, that looks pretty convincing. So if I walk along the wall, I eventually get to here. Now if I press up, it's going to like path around it a little bit. Yeah, it's hard to show this. You have to feel what I'm doing here. But yeah, it feels good. And that way you don't get stuck on corners. Not that I am going to make the game design such that like you would get stuck on corners all the time. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. So next up, we should get shooting working. I think I'm gonna probably take my lunch break before then. So this stuff we got. Actually, I'll just delete it. Add a credits. Yeah, I still have to do that. Add asset creators to the credits. All right, so idle and walk with a gun we've done. So check this in. And then I think we want to make a tool for this. Add in shooting the gun. We probably need a tool to create the animations more easily, since it's a giant pain right now. Need to figure out how to generate IDs. And I will likely just use AI for all of this. I don't think it's that crazy. In fact, actually, you could also just not make a tool and just tell AI, like, hey, just like how I added these animations, go add in all the other ones. But then you're paying that cost every time. I don't know, actually. Yeah. I may not even want a tool. Huh. I know that. Happy Monday. Yeah, so, I mean, look, it's been, what, 4 hours, and this is all I've gotten done so far. So this is kind of sad when you think about it from that point of view, but this is a decent foundation. Plus, the first hour was actually spent just figuring out which assets to get. That's always going to be a decision. Can't just skip over that. So yeah, once we have the animations for shooting, then what I was thinking of doing is you can just hold the button down and it will keep firing bullets in the direction that you're facing. And they would collide with the walls or with enemies, but not with you. So we need some like bullet class. Yeah. Bullets. Well, actually, bullets will only be for you. Enemies don't have guns. But there could be like arrow traps or something. Bullets should either be for you or for enemies, maybe. If they're yours, then they collide with the terrain and monsters. If they're from, well, traps, then they collide with you, the terrain, or monsters. So it's really just, do they collide with you or not? Only real difference is whether they collide with you. I also kind of started to plan a little bit of the music. I was just kind of messing around. But I think we'll do music on Thursday. Yeah. Anyway, this has been going pretty well. Let's fill out the old journal. Man, I don't know what is doing that with Chrome though, where this is permanently highlighted, but I don't like it. All right, so started a new sub game, the top-down shooter. Spent the day setting up the foundation. Yeah, I hope we'll get shooting working and probably this tool. Honestly, that animation tool would probably be great. Yeah, we got to check this stuff in. So, thanks for watching for now. It's about noon for me. I'll try to be back in a little over an hour, probably about 1 p.m. I said that my wife's going to be going out of town this week, but she's still here now, so I want to spend some time with her. And then when I get back, I should be able to stream for another couple hours at least. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for being here, and hope to catch you in the afternoon stream. Take care. Have a good one.